Most closers think once you hit 10,000 per month in commission, scaling to 20,000 is just about more volume. But after reviewing thousands of sales calls, I discovered that the real bottleneck isn't volume, it's a specific gap on how elite closers shift prospects' limiting belief that is costing you thousands of dollars in commissions each and every month if you do not know how to do so. So in today's video, I'll be sharing with you a real life sales call with one of my students where I break down and I give you exactly how to dig past surface level answers to get to real pain points, the exact beliefs you need to pre-handle before they become objections, and my framework for handling fear objections that turn I need to think about it into closes. Now, after taking over 7,000 sales calls and helping closers go from $10,000 to over $40,000 per month, it's safe to say I cracked the code on how to shift limiting beliefs. A bit of background before we dive in. This is with Nathan, one of my students who's already making $10,000 per month on an e-com offer, helping people start their own business. So he's at the process of scaling to $20,000 per month. So we go really in depth on those things that's going to get him to the next level. Nathan paid really good money to get this feedback. So take notes and let me know what your biggest takeaways are. Let's dive in.
What's the context like for this call? You don't got to say like the offer details or anything like that, but like what are you selling? What are they like going into the call? Like what's the conversation going to be about?
Yeah, so it's going to be about getting into drop shipping, right? She's looking to really like leave her 9 to 5 and really like have more freedom, be able to help her family from like the extra money that she's making. She feels like stuck, trapped, you know.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. So it's a biz up, money,
yeah,
time, like that's basically what we're selling. Okay,
right.
so we'll run through it like 1.5x speed. If we need to slow down, we could definitely slow down. I know you said the biggest thing for this one
Feel free to jump right in.
is can you hear that?
Yeah, I can do it.
The biggest thing is like the fear objections, but like let's go through the entire call and then we'll get to the objections at the end. Sound good?
Amazing, amazing. Yeah,
Okay, cool.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
amazing. So like I do have a little bit of notes on you, but honestly, now that you're here, I'd much rather hear from you directly, right? So tell me, what actually attracted you to, go ahead and book this call in the first place?
So I've been trying to start a drop shipping for like I want to say about a year now, and then the last time I tried, I want to say it was like in April.
Okay.
But I was lost. I was trying to start like a store for like clothes, but like
Uh-huh.
obviously it was like too broad, you know.
Right,
And
right, right.
I was looking at videos, and I'm over here like, okay, like you're saying to do this, but like I really don't know how to do it. If that makes sense,
Mm.
you know.
Uh,
So I was kind of lost, and I was just like, okay, you know what? Maybe let's not try this. But the other day, I was like, because I wrote in the notes that one of my friends knew Leo from like school or something like that.
yeah.
And they had mentioned him and how him and his girl had like.
So I'd say like right now, it's starting to borderline that she's starting to like yap a little bit too much. Like it's gonna be a
Hmm.
bit borderline. I don't think she crossed it like quite yet, but like in my head, a couple like red flags that stick out right away, right? That we know we need to address like in the conversation. Did you hear them?
Yeah. That her friend knows Leo, that
Well, like
she
that,
tried in
I
the
want to.
past but gave up.
She tried in the past and gave up, right? And
Yeah.
it sounds like she didn't get help. Like she just tried like some free stuff. Okay.
Hmm.
So it's like those are, I would say those are the red flags. The fact that she knows like the creator is probably would be like it increases the like the trust there. So that'd be a
Right.
green flag, right? So it's like, okay,
Okay.
fantastic. Like she actually knows this person's a real human being. He's not just somebody who's on fucking Instagram. You know what I mean?
So
Um,
then would I attack that belief like right then and there, or should I just wait till solution
no.
awareness?
No,
Right?
no, you need more leverage first, right?
Exactly.
So it's like at the very beginning of the call, like something like that, like I would write that down. I'd write down like try and then like an X beside it. Like just in my head, it's like tried and then quit.
Hmm.
Now, if that doesn't like, connect in your head, like that's what it means. It's like whatever it
Hmm.
means for you. Like I'll just put down like tried and quit. So
Hmm.
then I want to attack into that and like, okay, did she get any help? It doesn't sound like she got help. So I'd clarify later on. But then
Hmm.
like the biggest thing that I need right now is like, why does she even want to start a drop shipping store? Right. And then once I have that, then I'm moving on.
Right.
Okay. Now, and again, when we're at the very beginning of the conversation, we want to be picking up on these keys. What else do you feel like just with her personality probably would be one of the biggest hurdles to getting somebody like this over the line?
Probably like repeating. Maybe like there's like used to a cycle.
It could be, right? I don't know if we have enough information, but how is she speaking right now?
Very fast.
Very fast and like, is it one straight line?
No, it's sporadic. Yeah.
Right. So it's like, okay, so now I know, like just from the very first minute, red flag, she tried and she quit before.
Hmm.
Also, another thing that I'm gonna have to help her is to get her to be more concise with her language, get her to be
Yeah.
more focused. So at the end, because if she's sporadic, she's all over the place, it's gonna be hard for her to make a concrete decision. So understand, like the
Mm.
way that she speaks to you is the way that she speaks to herself. This is how she fucking thinks, bro. Right? And it doesn't mean like there's anything like wrong with her, but I'm saying like if somebody thinks sporadically like this and they're all over the place, they're not in a straight line, it's hard for them to make decisions. They're always going to second guess themselves because they're thinking of so many different things. So what you start to do just subtly at the very beginning, but of like more and more as the conversation goes on, is you really start to limit what they talk about. Okay. And you want, because if I control what they talk about, I'm controlling what they think about. So if I really limit what they talk about, get them really focused on the problems, focus on the outcomes, okay, they're going to be much more able to actually make a decision at the end.
That makes a lot of sense. Within like a minute, you're basically able to understand what the objection. That's
Yeah.
insane, bro. But
Yeah.
like,
And it's
okay,
like, and,
is
and
it like
this
cutting them
is,
off? Like, how do you?
yeah, like subtly like cutting them off, but it's also about directing what they're thinking about often too, right? And it's like slowing them down. Okay. So what I would highly recommend is there is a really good example of this. Is it this one? Or I think it's this one. Oh yeah, this one. So this is also like, okay, so fearful new to sales. This is
Yeah.
also a lady who is super fearful, right, in a very bad money situation, and she's sporadic. Okay,
Hmm.
so I would watch that call example. I'll send it to you after we hop off here. Of like, and if you just notice, like in the conversation, I'm just like slowing her down. I'm really narrating what we talk about. And then at the end, it's just about a bit of overcoming the fear, being a bit empathetic, and then she was just good to go.
Bro, that actually makes so much sense. Now, I'm not gonna lie. Okay, yeah, I get it. That makes a lot of
Okay.
sense.
Right. And that's why I'm saying, like, it's starting to borderline right now of like, okay, now she's talking a little bit too much.
Yeah.
Right. But I would say it's borderline. Now, typically when somebody starts talking about the influencer, I want to like interject and like cut in a little bit, like right away. So it's like we don't go down that train too much. And a
Yeah.
real easy way to do that is like, oh, I mean, Leo, he's pretty boring once you get to know him, right? He just focuses on making drop shipping stores. But I'm curious though, like what would even have you looking to start your own business to begin with? And it's like, boom, I'm right back on point.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
you have enough information right now to then just go ahead and move on.
Right.
Okay.
like started this business, yada yada.
Mhm.
And I never got like the actual Instagram or anything. And I was
Okay.
actually thinking about it a couple days ago. And yesterday I went on a whim and I was just like on the explore page, and then Margarita's her page popped up. And when I clicked it, and then I saw like the Eli
She
like
said it with the
commerce and stuff,
accent,
Yeah.
I
bro.
like saw that
She
Leo's popped
did.
up, and I was like, yo, like, is this a sign? I was just looking for this page and it just popped up. So I was
Right.
like, okay. And then I didn't think you guys were gonna like jump right in and be like, okay, yeah, like let's do this like tomorrow. Honestly, I did not. So I was thinking it was gonna take some time for me to like think, is this actually what I want to do, you know? But I was like, what's the worst that can happen, you know? So I was just like, if I want to do it, let me just reach out, let me try this, and let's see what
Right.
happens.
100%. Because like I guess like if you take a look back, right, like what's coming up for you that even has you looking to start your own online business to begin with?
So I have an LLC. I have a beauty business. I do like
Okay.
lashes and aesthetic services. And recently I picked up like a part-time as an RBT. And it
Mhm.
was basically like I work with autistic children. But
Yeah.
like the main
Tough.
reason that I left my 9 to
Yeah. Yeah.
5 to
She's
do my
yapping.
business
You're
was
right.
because I didn't want to be like clocked in or not have that freedom, you know? But like obviously business started slowing.
Right. And like something really easy you can do, it's like when you notice, because she eventually did get to the answer.
Yeah.
Okay. But what's happening is the longer this goes on, where she gives this long diatribe and then answers, the more comfortable she's going to get like in this way of speaking. Okay.
Right.
And so then like you just have a little bit less control. She's going to be a little bit more scattered. So when I start thinking, oh, well, I have like an LLC and I do a beauty bits. Oh yeah, and we can definitely dive into like what you're currently doing. I'm just trying to understand like why you might be looking for anything different. Right? I'm like, "Oh yeah, we'll definitely go over that." Right? So now I'm training her of like, "Hey, if you start talking about something else, like, hey, we'll get to that, but let's talk about what I just asked." And you do it in a way that's like, "Oh yeah, of course." Like you're on her side. You just want to understand. It's like, "Oh yeah, we'll definitely cover all that for sure." But I'm curious about this.
Yeah, yeah. I think that's why I don't do it because I don't want to come off rude. But like if I come
Yeah.
off with a frame like that, then it's like, yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah. And it's just about just making sure like you're in the conversation, right? And
Yeah.
anytime like you interject, it's always about them, right? Like why
Hmm.
is it like for them, you trying to understand them? If you're asking questions about them, then they're not going to find it like it's rude.
Hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Down a little bit, and I can't say it's because of me. Like I got a little bit comfortable, you know.
Okay.
But what's it called? I was like, now that I'm working this like RBT job, I'm over here like tracking my hours to see how much I'm making. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? So I was like, that's not what I want for me. And I was like talking to my mom the other day, and I was like, yo, mom, like I want to do something. I want to do something different. And she's
Yeah.
like, oh my
She's
God, like
wow.
you're always telling me how you want
Hey,
to do
she's
something
going.
different, but like, you know, like I don't know what to do. So I was like, what's the worst
Right.
that can happen?
Okay. Because then I guess like why not double down on like those businesses rather than like starting an online business, right? Like why do that?
Like beauty. And if you would have asked me like a few years ago, I would have been like, oh my gosh, yes, like I want to be known. I want to do this. I want to do all these girls' lashes. But now I'm just like, there's only so much you can do. And I feel like also the marketing, I don't really know much about marketing, which is where I
Mhm.
got comfortable with my business. So I feel like with the
Got it.
drop shipping, it takes like everything that you guys do with the ads, you know,
Mhm.
I feel like that could also be very beneficial for me down the long run. So it's a
Right.
little bit of both.
100%. Because then I guess just like overall, is it like we're looking to like just increase our income?
Yes.
100%. 100%. Because like you mentioned, like
Yeah, like she wasn't clear, so it's good that you clarified that.
you're doing the lashes and then Right. also like the stuff for like the autistic kids. Like how long has that been going on for like these two kind of jobs working together?
So I left my 9 to 5. I want to say like 2 years ago. I was doing it full time for 2
Uh-huh.
years. And then the RBT, it's only been like 3 to 4 months that I've been doing both. But even then, it's like, bro, I still
Mhm.
have all these bills. I'm still like, am I
Yeah.
gonna make it this month? Am I not? You know? And like,
Yeah.
that's not a good feeling to have, especially like when you're busting your behind trying to like, you know.
Right. No, 100%. Right. Because I guess like that feeling of kind of I don't want to say paycheck to paycheck, but like worrying about bills when you're busting your butt. Like how long has that been going on for?
I want to say for a while.
Now it's good that you're getting her to expand on it. I would just ask her to clarify first.
Got it.
Right? Like that's always going to be the easiest thing to just get her to expand on whatever she just talked about. Okay? So, like for example, like this is just typically how I'll go about it like every conversation, right? Like if I pull this up here, we go into the biz op structure. Okay. Like anytime, like now you didn't really have to ask a direct problem question. She just gave it to you. Fan fucking
Right.
tastic.
That's why I skipped over it. Yeah.
Yeah, so good job. Okay. So if you do run into that, you can still ask the question. You just have to say, but besides, I guess like busting your butt and like not knowing about the bills, like what makes you feel like, just the current money you're making is just not enough for you. You can still ask that question. I don't think it was needed at that point. I think it was a good judgment call. Then it's just like, okay, what do you mean by that?
Yeah.
What do you mean like bills piling up and you're just like, busting your butt to make it?
Hmm.
Well, I mean, blah, 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 blah. And she just starts expanding on it right away. Okay.
Right.
Okay. I would say optional. What's like, hey, can you give me an example of that? Or like, are there specific times of like the month like this shows up for you more? How's that showing up for you like in your day to day? Like you can ask things like that. You don't always need to if it doesn't really like lean itself to it. Then so just
We
real
usually only do that
easy.
if it's vague. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So it's like she was pretty specific. So I don't think you needed to. It's just get her to expand and then like, hey, how long has that been going on for? Right? And then
Yeah.
probably quantify it. But overall, still pretty good. But if we just get her to expand a little bit more, we'll have a little bit more meat on the bone.
Yeah.
A while now. I
Like
want
how
to say
long
it
is a while?
started late last year, and then early
Okay.
this year. I was like, okay, like there's something more. Something has to give, you know.
No, I hear you. Because like everyone's different, right? Like, and I don't want to assume, but like you kind of busting your butt and then like not seeing the fruits, like still like trying to see if like it's gonna match up at the end of the month. Like, what impact would you say that's maybe been having on like your day to day?
It's a lot of stress. It's a lot of stress, honestly.
Hmm.
I'd
I
say
hear you.
like on a day, like I said, with my like part time, it's like okay, like let's go clock in from this time to this time to see how much we can make in 2 weeks. You know what I mean? And it's just not a good feeling to have, honestly.
Right. No,
Like every day
100%.
having to worry, you're having to be like, okay, like this bill is due on this day, or like having
Mm.
my calendar full, and it's literally just full of like due dates and like
Really?
you know, or like a full schedule of when I have to go somewhere. And like for both jobs, I commute. Like I do not want to be like running up all these miles on my car because like one
Right.
job, like my business is 30 minutes away from where I live, and then the
Uh-huh.
other job that I just picked up, unfortunately, it's an hour away. So it's like I'm not gonna complain too much. I am extremely grateful that I can make both of my schedules because
Mhm.
I do have like I make my own business schedule, and then I send them over like, hey, I don't work work this week, Tuesday, Wednesday, like get me in your books on
Right,
Tuesdays
right,
and
right.
Wednesdays, you know, but still like to have a fully booked week. And it's just like, okay, like I gotta go clock in here today, and then tomorrow I gotta go clock over here.
Okay, so it's like right now, and again, like I would just try to probe in on a few of these things, like slow her down a little bit to like really
Mm-hmm.
sparse out that thing. Because like now we have like money. Um, I probably would have gotten out of her like, hey, like what's coming up for you? Because she said something along the lines of like, hey, like just bills or something like that. It's like, hey, what are you running into right now that makes you feel that way? And how is that impacting your day to day? It's probably just get a little bit more meat on the bones. I don't think you still did a really good job like getting to the heart of the issue of like the
Yeah.
stress. I'd probably just clarify on stress or worry, whatever it is. But
Yeah.
she's a real talker. But like one thing I'd want to do now is like, how do I turn her story into numbers? Because she just
And would
told
you?
you she commutes for one job, okay?
Yeah.
Because there and back, it's at least 1 hour a day. For the other job,
Mm-hmm.
it's 2 hours a day. Like, how much is she commuting each week?
A lot.
Right?
I don't
Like,
know like the number
I'd
though.
want to know that. I'm like, oh, so it's like that's an hour back and forth for one and 2 hours for another one. On a typical week, like, how much are you commuting? Right? Do you mind if we do the math? Okay, so you're spending like 10 hours in your car like each week. What is that taking you away from like having to spend all that time like going back and forth to work?
Mm.
Right? It's like like now that's a lot more tangible and real at that point. So it's
Mm-hmm.
like she just gave you like, oh, I don't like commuting, right? Like I'm happy I can make my own schedule, but I don't like commuting. It's like, okay, well, like let's make the commuting tangible. And then what is that taking her away from? Right?
Okay.
Real easy one to do is like get a time number or like a money number, whatever it is. Like money being so tight, like these are real easy questions you can ask to get a little bit more tangibles out of her. You're not making the money you truly want to make. What does that prevent you from doing that you'd like to do? Or if it's time, what is you spending all that time at work keeping you away from? Or spending all the time for her it was commuting, right?
I
So you like
see.
you can sit there and like calculate it up for her. Like she just gave
Yeah.
you like
Like
good tangibles and she was just like offering it up to you.
right. 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 Yeah. No, I see what you mean. Like getting tangibles in problem awareness, which I
Yeah.
never really do. Because like I'll try doing that in the numbers gap, but would you recommend for an offer like this I do that?
I would say it's going to come down to flexibility. If
Yeah.
they're giving it to you, take it. Now, if they're really focused on money, I would still always ask that question like, "Hey, you not making the money you truly want to make, like what is that preventing you from doing?" But she's also bringing up time. So it would have just been easier to ask about the time. Okay.
Right.
Is it going to be the end of the world if you don't ask this? Like, no. That's why I have it here as like
Mm-hmm.
optional. But if we want to
Yeah.
go from like a 7 to a 10, like getting more
Right.
tangibles right here
Get
will
more
definitely
hooks.
help. Like, yeah, it'll definitely help just land a lot harder.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. But like overall, you're still getting to like the heart of the issue. Things you're doing really well. Okay. Your tone's really good. Your energy is really good. She's super open. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So these things we're all doing well. Things are probably like tighten up a little bit, like getting her to focus a little bit more and
Yeah.
then probably just getting a little bit more tangibles. But like
Yeah.
overall, really good job, bro.
Thanks.
You know, and it's not. I mean, to me, it's consistent, and like I said, I'm very extremely grateful that I could build my own schedule, but it's not the schedule that I would want. You know what I mean?
Right. Right. No, I hear you. Because then I guess like besides, of course, like building up that schedule, and of course,
Now, real easy one to do. She's like, and just understand like people's like patterns,
yeah.
generally speaking. Now, there's typically two type of people who try to minimize problems. They start off with the problem and then they tell you the justification. She's telling you the justification and then just like then telling you the problem. I would always
Yeah.
just probe off of the butt. Like in that instance, what do you mean it's not the schedule you really want?
Like I would say like, oh, like, but what do you mean?
Yeah, well, it's like she said, I'm extremely grateful I get to do my own schedule, but it's not the schedule I truly want. What do you mean it's
Mm,
not the schedule you truly want?
got it. So probe on like that last part. 'Cause
Yeah,
that's where like the real pain is. They just want to hide it.
yeah, like sometimes they'll do the opposite, right? They'll say like,
Yeah.
"Oh, it's not the schedule I truly want, but I'm extremely grateful," right? And all you got to do is either cut them off or just
Hmm.
probe back on, be like the same thing.
Yeah. Okay.
I think it's more like beneficial just to like cut them off if you notice that, right? So
Hmm.
if you notice they say a negative and then they say a but, 99% of the time they're about to tell you like a justification or a minimizer. So I
Yeah.
always cut them off. right? It's not the end of the world if you don't. Just understand, like, you don't talk about the justifications. You just probe on like the problems that they're sharing.
Right. Where it's like raising the amount of money we're making, right? Like, what would you say is maybe, like the main reason you don't want to work with Leo and Margarita, how to start your own online business, rather than just kind of like trying it again on your own and hoping and praying it all works out?
So honestly, I'm not gonna lie, that's why I actually did not respond to the email last night that you guys had sent, like to confirm my slot. Because I was like, I saw one or two of Leo and Margarita's videos, one of them being the training one that you had sent me. And I like was doing more research into the blue, what was it, like the ocean, the
Is
blue.
there a reason why you didn't ask like a more direct, like personal impact?
Well, I didn't even ask a personal impact question. I usually skip over like
Mhm.
that. I'll ask like, okay, how does that affect your day today? Okay, and then I just go straight into rationale.
Okay. Like typically you're able to get a real good juicy like emotion out of it. That's why I really like that one. But if you don't feel comfortable doing it, then yeah, you can skip it. I would say anytime anybody says like, hey, I'm not gonna lie or I'm gonna be honest or things like that, I always like kind of butt in. I'm like, well, I'm glad you're honest with us, or I'm glad you're not lying to me. So
Yeah.
like that way, because like I know like what she's about to say afterwards is like,
Some bullshit, yeah.
yeah, just a bunch of like nonsense right now.
Blue
Blue
ocean.
Ocean branding,
Yeah,
yeah.
I was like doing my little talks with ChatGPT, you know how that goes. And I
Right.
was just asking like, or finding out more information. Because like I said at first, my like the store that I tried to start, I never really launched it or like made it live or whatever.
Mhm.
Okay.
But it was too broad. Whereas I was just reading, and it was a clothing store. Let's be real. Like, why
Right.
is somebody gonna buy off me when there's like
Right.
all these other stores? But
Yeah.
what's it called? I was like, okay, like I could start it again by myself now that I have like all these other things. And I did find Leo's page, and on there he shows you like a couple apps. But I feel like it's
Yeah.
one thing to have a little bit more guidance, rather than you
Okay.
just like, okay, you're taking bits and pieces from like different places, but it's like just you alone, because like once it gets
Yeah.
overwhelming, what did I do last time? I was like, okay, yeah, like we're not doing this.
Right.
Whereas
So then I
feel
guess
like,
like I guess like if you feel like you had the information, like you got it like now because you watched some of the trainings, like what's stopping you from just going ahead and doing that? Like why even look for mentorship?
Good.
I feel like it's different. I could possibly, and like depending how this call goes, is like where the next step would be. You know what I mean? But I feel like to already have like, I'd say that community. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a little bit different. It's more support. It's like minds.
Okay.
Whereas me doing it myself, it's like I still have to like not fight my own thoughts, but it's like I don't have that support. Like yesterday, I was telling my brother, and I'm like talking to him, and I'm like, "Yo, you spend so much time on your PC playing games, but like imagine if you could do this." And he's like, "Oh my God, you're cooked."
Bro. Like you gotta cut her off.
I don't know how I didn't do that. Like you're so right.
Yeah.
I just
Well, it's
let her
like
yap.
yeah. Well, here's the thing: is like now we're 10 minutes into the call, and like we've allowed it every single time without cutting her off.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So now
Yeah.
like she's becoming like more and more comfortable, like just yapping, and now it's gonna become harder and harder for us to start interjecting.
Cooked to Jesse.
Yeah.
I'm just like, but why am I cooked? Like.
Yeah, what? Okay. Because then I guess like
Okay, because let's go back a little bit. Right.
It's a little bit different. It's more support. It's like minds, Whereas me doing it myself, it's like I still have to like not fight my own thoughts, but it's like I don't have that support. Like yesterday, I was telling my brother.
Like immediately cut her off? Well, why do you feel like not having that support would be a bad thing for you?
yeah,
Like immediately
right there.
cutting her off and like getting on to the point. And a really easy way to do it is if you notice, like anytime like I'm like in a conversation, it's like I'll just you slowly repeat the first word. But why? And then they'll stop talking.
Mm.
Okay. And then once they stop talking, you finish your question, you get it back on point.
Right.
Okay. So it's like that's what needed to happen like right there. Because we kind of got it. Like we didn't really get like she's a little bit like in the middle on terms of like
She is, yeah.
mentorship and things like that. So it's like I would just want to double down on like, oh, why is her not having the support would be like a bad thing? That's a first question that popped into my head to get her to at least express more why like, her on her own is not a good idea.
Right.
Okay.
And I'm like talking to him, and I'm like, yo, you spend so much time on your PC playing games, but like imagine if you could do this. And he's like, oh my God, you're cooked to Jesse. I'm just like, but why am I cooked? Like
Yeah, what? Okay. Because then I guess like, yeah, right. Like depending on how this call goes, right? Like, and we'll see what that looks like. But I guess like for you then, like how much do you feel like you need to make from your own online business? So
Okay. So here's why we never want to fall into depending on how this call goes.
yeah.
Because it's like who's the responsibility now on for her to get her outcomes?
Well, now it's on me, right? Depending on how it goes.
So it's like if you hear something like that, it's like, well, hey, like take us out of it because it's like whether you go with us or whether you go with someone else, like honestly, like it doesn't matter as long as you get to the results, right? So for you, why would you be really looking for outside help rather than just going off on your own and like fighting your own thoughts?
Yeah.
Right? Like I'm never gonna fall into, well, hey, depending on you guys, depending on what you have, depending on the price. Well, hey man, take us out of it because whether you go with us, whether you go with someone else, it just comes down to like you getting the result, right?
Hmm.
Nobody's ever gonna be like, no, it doesn't come down to that. So
Right.
it's like, hey, I'm not here to sell you. I'm here to understand.
Hmm.
And then that takes the onus off of us, and then like you're back in the conversation.
Right.
So that you can actually do it like full time. You know, like let's say in the next 6 to 12 months. Like, what's that goal?
From an online business?
Yeah.
Well, watching all of y'all's testimonies, I would say
But like
that
for you, not for the
for me-
customer, for you. Yeah.
See,
What do
that
you
was
need to
good.
hit?
realistically, I feel like even if I did start my online business, I don't
Mhm.
think I know I would not let go of like my business that I've already built, even if it's like completely like way smaller than whatever I
Mhm.
could possibly grow. But I feel like with that and then like an online business, if in the next year I could be like at a good like 10K from an online store, that would be awesome. I've always said like I
Okay.
don't need to be rich, but I do want to have a sufficient amount of like wealth and knowledge to like be okay. You know what I mean?
Well, if you don't need to be rich, then like, what's the point? Just keep doing what you're doing. You could just stay like that, right?
Yeah, but when I'm working more hours than what I'm like, I feel like at times the hours that I'm putting in is not giving me like the fruits of labor that I want, you
Right.
know?
I
So
hear
to
you.
have like a side, and I always feel like you definitely need more than one source of income,
Mhm.
you know? So like, I'm a very realistic person. So like,
Okay. Yeah.
you know,
Because like that.
Cool.
Damn. That
Hit
shit is
pause.
ass. Oh, is it?
That's
Is it on
10K.
your
It's like
end
how
or
would that
no?
compare?
Yeah. So it's like, what's one like one word?
She said wood. She said wood. I get it, man.
Well, it'd be awesome.
Right. What
Oh,
else
I
would be
make
nice for him to
10K
be
per
on the
month. Like,
beach? Yeah,
you know
no.
what I mean? So it's like I need to start addressing that. So it's like
Yeah, I
I'm
think I
starting to
do,
edge
but
up against it. Yeah, but
I
no,
should have
you're
done it
doing
on the
it.
spot.
Yeah, you're doing a good job right now. Still like pushing back on her, like the little bit, like, oh, like I don't really need to make money, but you know what I mean? Like those little
Yeah.
things. You're doing a
Yeah.
good job of playfully addressing it and then getting
Mhm.
her to refute herself. So like that
Yeah.
was good, right? And I can tell you're so much more comfortable in these conversations now.
Yeah, no, thank God I went through all the stuff that you like showed me because
Yeah.
my first
Compared to what
calls
you're making
compared
now
to
with
these
like
ones, yeah.
the RBT and then also like the lashes. Like, what does that look like?
like money wise, or what do you mean?
Yeah, like income wise, like the 10K versus what you're making now.
So I feel like right now,
Mhm.
like this is me being completely honest with you. Like
Yeah.
I feel like on a good month, working like part time, which would be like full time,
Mhm.
I feel like I could make a good 4 or 5K. And
And
like
then on
I
like
have
a bad month, like what's your average then?
I want to say like, okay, so with both, I'm gonna say it's like 5, 6K on a good month. I was just for my business before this, before I got comfortable, I could bring in like a good 5K from just one, but times are
What did you make last month?
Yeah.
And the month before?
Hmm.
Okay. Like I want to say on a good month, like what are we talking about
Yeah.
right now?
Like I feel like, I don't know what she's talking
Yeah.
about.
It's like you just need to bring her back to reality. Real easy one to do. Well, what did you make last month? And the
Yeah.
month before?
Hmm.
Okay. So the past couple months we've been averaging this. Okay,
Yeah.
makes sense. Right? So just cut out the ambiguity.
they're changing a little bit. But what's it called? On an average month, I'd say like 3K because I only do part time for the RBT.
Okay, we
And
finally
with
got
that,
there.
I only make like I just got my biggest paycheck for like 40 hours for 2 weeks, and it was like $800, you know, which it's like,
Oh, I would
so
kill
I'm only
myself.
making like 15.
American? Oh my God.
Imagine, bro, like 40 hours for two. I don't know what the hell she's on,
Dude.
bro. That's insane.
Well, bro, like our minds are warped on what like actual human beings like make. Like my mom, or I was talking to my sister, and like my younger sister, and she was telling me like, oh, like my mama like gotten like a better job. She works full time, and she'll make like
Yeah.
35K this year. And I go, dude.
That's like a week of work.
Yeah, bro. If I made $35,000 in a month, I'm freaking out, bro. So it's like
Right.
it's crazy how quick like your just perception of money like does change.
Yeah.
But yeah, like $800 a week or for a whole week of
Yeah.
work. That's crazy work, dude.
1,500 a whole
Right.
month from the part time, and then my business is like it really depends. Like I said, I did get comfortable when it came to like the ads and trying to get like new clients to come in and stuff like that.
So why don't you just fix that? Like, why even look into anything else? Like, try doing the ads for your business. I don't get it.
I feel like I can.
So
but
why don't you do it? Why not?
I don't know. I want something different. Like I said, if you would have asked me a few years ago, I would have wanted to be in the beauty business, but I feel like it's so like
Mhm.
I don't know. I don't think that's what I want to do anymore. If I'm being
Okay.
real. Like sometimes I'll sit and I'm like, okay, yeah, like I like this, but then sometimes I'm like talking to certain customers and like I don't want to
Yeah.
hear drama all day. I really don't. And
No, I
like
hear you.
it's a girl business, so like you know, like
No,
I'm
there's
going
always a
to
little bit.
regardless. And there's sometimes where I'm like, do I have to fake my personality today? Which is like completely fine. You know, not everything's gonna be like all sweet and like rainbows and whatever. But it's
Mhm.
like I don't know. I don't know.
Right.
I feel
Right.
like to just be like here right now, like on my computer and like working towards something bigger in my own comfort rather than having to like go and then it's like physical labor, I guess. Or like
Yeah.
I've seen
You know what I mean? Like if we would have gotten like the time things out of her and a little bit more tangibles and problem, like we probably wouldn't even need to ask these questions. Now you are
Yeah.
getting the tangibles now, but like that's typically why I'm wanting to get the tangibles earlier. But it's a
Right.
good like you're doing good of just like again like getting her to hunker down on like why what she's been doing or what she's doing like why that's never going to get her what she wants. Because like
Right.
if it does go left unsaid, then she gets to the end. She's like, "Oh, well let me do this, blah blah blah." It's like just bullshit at that point.
Yeah.
my stepdad, like my stepdad has his own LLC and thank God like it's going good for him and stuff. But he literally goes and works like a 9 to 5, then has to like come home and work like 5 to 11. And then
Right.
he's literally on the couch, like I'm gonna take a 5. And he just knocks out because he's insanely tired, you know? Or like
Right.
just like
No,
like
I hear you. Okay, because like for you then, right? Like the 10K versus 3K, we're really looking to essentially like 3x what we're currently making.
excuse me?
We're looking to like 3x, right? Like triple what we're doing right now.
The
About
more the merrier, but yes.
just for the first like 6 to 12 months, right?
Mhm.
Okay, because like before we started talking, right? Like I know you tried your business, but like have you been out there looking for any hands-on help on how you can like actually start your own like
Now, something that you can do, I'm not saying you have to do it, but if somebody
Yeah.
who I feel like is a little bit like all over the place or uncertain, I would ask like, hey, do you feel like that's actually possible if you really learned how to do this? Do you think
Yeah.
like 10K per month is possible? Just to like get them to admit that. You don't always have to do it. If I would have gotten more definite answers out of her in terms of like her money goals, I probably want to ask that. But she's just kind of all over the place, a little pie in the sky. So I'm like, okay,
Mhm.
well, do you feel like that's actually possible if you had the right skills, like in, in dropship and in e-commerce,
Yeah.
right? To just like to see if there's anything there that you might need to address, because sometimes
Yeah,
there will
because
be.
that could be a limiting belief. Yeah, you're right.
Right.
business or like what have you been doing on that front
With my own business?
with like the online business? Because you mentioned you tried it in the past,
Right.
but like have you been out there looking for any hands-on help on how you could actually like start one?
No.
Why
All I've
not?
been doing is like I don't know where to start. I was like looking on YouTube, and that's why like I literally went down like a 2 or 3 day rabbit hole, and it was just like
Yeah.
looking at YouTube, like printing all these like things out of like little steps, you know. But
Mhm.
this time around, since April, I have not started. I have not tried to
Why
like
not? Like what's held you back?
myself, honestly, myself.
Okay,
If I'm
like
being real.
what about yourself? Like what about it?
I
held you
feel
back?
like I have to get out of my comfort zone when it comes to like networking and like putting myself out there. If I'm being real, because I think that's
Yeah.
like one of the main things with my own business as well, you know, where it's like, okay, I could go bigger, but how? And then like I look at all these things and it's like events and stuff, or like just like going out of my way to reach out to people, and I'm like, okay, but like
Like she wouldn't need to be networking for like ecom. So I'd want to like
No.
I would
Yeah.
want to like move off of that. Well, it's like okay, like with ecom, like you wouldn't really need like any type of networking. So what do you feel like's been holding you back, keeping you in your comfort zone with that?
Yeah.
I'd want to get a little bit more specific on that. Now, she did tell you like, hey, I've just been staying in my comfort zone. I've been being comfortable. Like that would be enough to like, hey, we take that a belief and attack it. I would just she keeps on conflating the two
Yeah.
of like her current business and the ecom business. I'd want to separate them.
Yeah.
Right? So like that way we're not getting like tied down too much. Okay, cool. Well,
All
I'd
good
say,
over there.
yeah. What I was saying is I just want to make sure like I separate the beliefs because if you attack the belief and it's pretty broad, okay,
Yeah.
then like she could come up with the like not the correct conclusion of, well, I just need to get out of my comfort zone to go start networking so I can make more money in my lash business or some dumb shit like that. Right. So I'd
Yeah.
want to like hunker it down so I know I'm attacking the right belief.
Mm.
Okay, I hear you.
do I
It's
really
like
have to show face right now? You know what I mean?
no, I know what you're saying. Like being comfortable though, right?
Mhm.
Like I'll be real. That's where 99% of people get stuck, right? Where it's like they're just being comfortable. They never actually achieve their goals. Because like I have to ask you, like, what happens if you stay comfortable for the next year, 2 years, 3 years, maybe even the next 10, right? And we're living like the same way that we're living now, right? It's like kind of stressing about the bills. Like what happened? Like, are you willing to allow that to happen? Like just staying comfortable?
No, I don't want that. I don't want that at all. Like
So
my
it's
mom's
like
always like,
now we're contradicting ourselves. We got to choose one.
no, I'm not well, I don't feel like I'm contradicting myself because in
Well, it's
a
like let me
sense,
explain.
like I
Let
know
me
I'm
explain.
comfortable, and I think booking this call was like my first thing. Like, okay, I'm just about to hop on a random call with a random person I don't know. I'm gonna have to talk about things I don't know. You know what I mean? So I think
But
this
like,
is
let me
like,
share a perspective,
go
right?
ahead.
It's like you book in this call, like it's almost like kind of like walking into the gym, talking to the front desk person, and then like not doing anything about it. Or
Okay.
you could be the type of person who talks to the front desk guy, gets the gym membership, and then starts working towards their goals.
Correct.
Like, which one would you rather be?
The one that starts working towards their goals.
But why?
Why? I
Yeah,
want a plan. I want to know what to do. I want
100%.
that
But like,
motivation.
Okay, good. But what word?
She said would
I want.
or want. Yeah, that's what it was.
Right? Like this is when I'm really gonna take some time and get her to hunker down on that.
Yeah.
I was like, hey man, and I can appreciate you definitely want to do that, but do you know the difference between like a want and a need?
Yeah.
Like a want is if it's convenient. Do you feel like making $10,000 online in your own business, this is gonna be convenient? A need is you'll do whatever it takes. So would you be willing to shift your language from a want to a need? Why?
hmm
Right? And it's like now I'm just like getting her to really start to hunker down right now. Okay, and start fixing her language.
the thing is, right? Like, how likely is it that we'll actually start our own online business, make this 10K per month if we just continue staying comfortable,
We're not.
right? So it's like, are you willing to let go of that so that we can actually become the type of person that we want to be, making 10K per month?
Yes. No, that's
'Cause, like,
valid. It takes a different mentality.
You have
Different
to really
effort.
just change the type of like it's identity here, right? Like, do we want to stay the person who's making 3K? Because you're gonna make different decisions to make 10K per month. I
A real easy question you could have asked when she said yes is just why.
Yeah.
Get her to expand on it.
promise you. Like, are you actually willing to maybe get a bit uncomfortable so you can actually hit the 10K?
Of course. The vision's a lot bigger, you know?
The
So
vision's
we gotta
bigger,
be a
but
lot bigger than we currently are.
right, because like, let's say we come in, right? Like, we give you the support, right? Like the guidance, and you're able to hit the 10K per month.
Right.
Because like at the end of the day, money is really just a vehicle, right? And it kind of just depends on where it's taken.
Okay. So I would say like with that, like we did address it, but we could probably do much more to hunker down on it.
Yeah. 100%.
Okay. Do you want to role play through it real quick?
Yeah. Let's do it.
Okay. So it's like you just told me like you're comfortable. So this is
Yeah.
how I'll typically go about it like every single time. Like you're making like 3K, okay, and you want to get to 10K like per month, and you said like, oh, like being comfortable. It's like, well, can I make a suggestion?
Yeah.
Can you see how like you just being okay, being in your comfort zone for the past 2 years has just led you to being where you're at right now? Like, are you okay with me saying that?
I mean, not okay with you saying that, but yeah, it's kind of what it is.
Right. So if we have to take a look back at it and we had to attach a cost, what do you feel like that's actually cost us these past 2 years?
Well,
Just
like
being
staying comfortable. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if I was not comfortable and I was making 10K per month, I mean,
Mhm.
haven't been doing this for like 2 years. That's like what?
Yeah.
10K a month times
Yeah.
like 24. That's like 240K, something like
Mind
that.
if we do the math?
Yeah, I mean, let's do it.
Yeah. So it's like what? So right now we're at 3. We should be at
Yeah.
10. So it's 7,000 per month. Okay.
Yeah.
7,000 times 24. Okay. It's $168,000 just over these
Mhm.
past 2 years. Does that sound right?
Yeah. Yeah, it does.
Yeah. So if we truly do want something different, if we truly want more of that freedom, is us being okay, being comfortable, or staying in our comfort zone, is that worth keeping moving forward?
No,
Well, why not?
because then I'm just going to continue missing out on, 168,000.
Yeah, well, it's like some people are okay like missing out on things. So like for you, man, like why are you not okay staying comfortable?
Because I don't want to be average, like
Yeah.
I don't want like these bills to like keep piling on me, and
Yeah.
yeah.
And the reason why I bring it up, man, again, and I appreciate you being open with me, is because I can give you the perfect diet plan in the world, but if you don't have the right mentality to use it, like what type of results are you gonna get?
Yeah, not very good ones.
Right. So it's like, yes, it's about having the skills, about knowing what to do, but it's
Yeah.
also being the person that executes on it. Okay. Because if you're that business owner who's making 10,000 per month, right, work from home, doesn't have to commute, I'm telling you, you have a different walk about you. You have a different
Mhm.
level of confidence. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just right now, we're the person who has to work 2 separate jobs, making 3K per month. Is that right?
Yeah.
So I do have to ask, are you okay staying the person who you have been? Because if you are, I'm the first one to tell you just keep doing what you're doing.
No, I'm not okay with it.
Okay, but why not though?
Because like I said, man, like I just don't want to be here stuck working two different jobs, commuting a million miles a week, right?
Yeah. And the thing is, like naturally, like as we grow into the person we need to be, we grow into that business owner. We have to let things from our current self like die off. So
Yeah.
besides like you just being comfortable, like what else do you really need to let go of to make sure you can grow into being that 10,000 per month business owner who has that freedom?
Mm. Yeah. I might need to let go of course, like being comfortable, but maybe getting out of like a cycle.
Maybe?
No, definitely getting out of a cycle.
Well, what cycle?
Well, it's like I've been making the same decisions like this for the past 2 years, right? I mean,
Yeah.
there's some sort of routine there. It's like I have to break it
Yeah.
somehow.
Yeah. Well, what does that cycle like actually gotten you like these past 2 years?
Got me to 3K a month with a bunch of debt.
Yeah. So I do have to ask, and I know this is going to be a tough question, but if you stay that person who stays comfortable, stays in the same cycle that we know just doesn't work, and
Hmm.
stay there for the rest of our life, like how's that going to feel?
Horrible.
Yeah. But for you, like what would be like that actual day to day, like staying in that same cycle?
Yeah, it'd be pretty depressing, bro. Like I'd feel like I'm just stuck,
Yeah.
can't get out. Yeah,
And like ultimately, that cycle is a choice.
yeah,
So are you willing to allow yourself to keep going down it?
no.
Okay. So then let's talk about like why we need to get out of it. Okay. Because like there needs to be a payoff. Because
Hmm.
at the end of the day, like money is just a number on a screen. Okay.
Yeah,
And then I'm on the future pacing.
yeah, that was fire, bro. Because like I tried doing something like that, but it was just super messy.
Yeah. It's just about like, and she was a little scattered. So
Yeah,
I doubt she would have just fell so nicely into the box. Like she
right.
pushed back a little bit, but it's just about like just punching her into the box. Like you got her there. It's just about basically hunkering down, twisting the knife, and getting her commitment that she can no longer be the person that she is.
Yeah, yeah.
Right? If you get that, then it's like she has nowhere to go. Because then you
Hmm.
get to the end and you're like, hey, like right now, we're not deciding about the program. We're deciding on the type of person we're going to be. We can be the
Hmm.
person who stays in the same cycle that we know doesn't serve us, or we can be that person who breaks it. I'm not saying
Yeah,
breaking it is hard, but that's who we can choose to be. Who do you want to be? The person who stays in, or the person who changes?
right.
And then, like, that's just super straightforward conversation. There's nowhere for her to go.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah. 1,000%.
And then, like with what you have, like you still do have pretty decent hooks in. Like, don't get me
Yeah.
wrong, but like for me, like I want all this tied off, like just much deeper. So it's like she has nowhere to go.
Yeah.
All right, and typically as well, like the ideal criteria, especially with somebody who's like I don't know anything, I'm not even asking the question.
Yeah, I started skipping it, and honestly, it's been working well.
Yeah, because like then like in presentation, I'm just leading a bit more. Like
Yeah,
at this point, once I got like those limiting beliefs, I've like paced them. Like we've gone into identity. Like I'm just leading the rest of the conversation. Like I'm taking
exactly.
that authority and then just leading with it.
Hmm.
Okay.
It does. So for you, like being able to hit this 10K per month, like what difference would that actually make for you?
That would be a big difference. I feel like I could help out my parents a little bit more rather than them helping me.
Mm,
I wouldn't have to like worry about certain stuff type of stuff. I wouldn't have to worry about my debt, which that's like
mm,
a big thing. It's like, okay, time is just going instead of like, I don't know, instead of like progressing, I feel like I'm regressing. And it's
mm.
like in a sense, but it's like money wise. Like I feel like I'm working more, but the more I'm working, like the more I have to like put towards other things, if that makes sense. So like that 10K would change a lot, I
So let
feel
me
like.
ask, like you kind of feeling right now that like we're regressing. Like I'm not in your shoes, you're not in mine, right? But
Yeah.
like tell me, like how does that feel? Like when you're putting in this work, it's almost because like in my mind, I see it as almost like a, you know, like a hamster on like on a, it's like they're trying to run, but it's like they don't get any further.
Mhm.
Like I don't know if that's how I imagine it, but like for you, how do you imagine it?
That's a good question. I feel like I'm sinking. I'm trying to swim and it's like getting deeper.
I mean, your lad to me is I'm like, I don't know, okay, like because like hitting the 10K, it would make you feel like you could float. Like
You know you wanted to say it.
Yeah, like you're laughing, but Because she started crying
Yeah.
here in Future Pace, but it's like I was too scared to say
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, it's like, well, is it funny? Like her tune will change immediately.
Yeah. And then I
Okay.
just started saying some like bullshit I just made up. But yeah,
Yeah. You know, but like you knew you needed to do it, and then you
yeah,
just didn't trust yourself.
yeah.
You know, it's like trust yourself, bro. You're on the right track. I would say like with this one, like worry about debt. Like how much debt does she have?
I have no idea.
Right? Like that like, well, what do you mean like worry about debt? How much debt do you have? Right? What does that stop you from doing? Like having to worry about this?
Yeah,
Like if you didn't have that debt, how would your life be different? Because it's like, because like I still want like the future of like tangibly what this gets her.
yeah.
Okay.
Like we're good.
Right.
Okay. And like as far as like helping your parents out, right? Like how would it be? Because like, for people it's like retiring them could mean like, paying for their rent or something, or it could be like giving them the most elaborate vacations ever. Like for you, like what does helping your parents look like?
That's a
Good.
great question. I feel like it would be
And it's okay to get emotional, by the way. This is what we need to get to that next level. Like we have to kind of let go of our personal stuff, right? And trust me, I've been through the same process. Like this isn't new. All right, it's fine. Like this is what it takes. So it's good that this is happening. This means a change is happening. It's good.
This is really
But
good.
that's so embarrassing. Yeah.
it's okay.
But what's it called? I think it would just be like helping my stepdad mainly in a sense because like my mom's a stay-at-home mom.
Yeah.
She always worked like a factory job, and then like
Mm.
I think it was like 3 years ago, I want to say. She
Yeah.
was just very tired. Like she would have to wake up at like 5 in the morning. So eventually my stepdad was just like, you know what, like it'll fall on me, like I got
Yeah.
you. But now it's
Yeah.
like I have to see like my stepdad, like we're a big family, it's like my sister, my brother, it's me, and like I'm 25. Like why are my parents still like looking out for me? Like I thought
Yeah.
at this age I'd be like you said, like sending them on vacations or being like, yo, like take a day off or relax. And sometimes I tell him like, yo, you're taking this too serious. And he's like, I have to. Who's gonna feed y'all, And like
Is
I
he wrong
wish,
though?
huh?
Is he wrong?
No, like he's not wrong because like I
Right.
said, like I feel like my parents are still helping me out, and thank God they are, because like if I feel like I'm sinking now, drowning or whatever, if they didn't help me here and there with certain stuff, like bro,
Yeah.
I'd be like,
Yeah.
Right. No, I
you
hear
know what I
you.
mean? I would
Yeah,
have been at the
no.
bottom.
I mean,
But
yeah.
it would just be like cutting him some slack in a sense.
Okay. Like cutting him some slack. I like that, right? Because like, okay, so like cutting him some slack, not worrying about that. Like, what else do you feel like it would actually do for you? Like hitting this 10K per month.
I feel like there would be so much freedom, and I feel like I would be able to like teach myself a little bit.
I don't think it's bad. Like just trying to get more tangibles, but you in my head, you already have like good tangibles. Like you just
Yeah.
didn't pull them out. Because she's like, okay, cut my stepdad some slack. What does that even mean? How what type of slack? Like how would his life be different? Like what would you be able to provide for him?
So it's just like probing more on what they say in Future
Yeah,
Pace.
yeah. Because she said like worrying about debt and like cutting like family some slack. So it's pretty safe to say like those are like the two most important things to her.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's like if you wanted to get more out of it, it's like okay, well after like you don't have to worry about debt and like your parents are taken care for, like then what? Like then what would you do? Right? You
Yeah.
can do like a then what to get more out of her, but like well, how would she be cutting the stepdad slack?
Are you just asking me because like I don't know specifically, but
Yeah, like that's what I. Well, how would you be cutting him slack, and like how would his day to day be differently if like you're able to help in that way?
yeah,
And what
yeah,
would that really do for you personally to be able to get back like that? So if you had to like really sit and like picture like the look on his face, knowing all the work that he's put in, all that he's given back to you, like you being able to sit him down, it's like, hey, you don't have to work your job anymore. Like seeing that on his face, like how would that feel?
hmm
Oh, right. You should probably start crying again. You know what I mean?
yeah,
It's like
yeah,
you guys take it that extra step to really drill down on it rather than like trying to get to something else. Like that was needed in terms of like, hey, hold on. Like in my head, like her blaming the economy in terms of like why life is hard and she needs to make more money. I don't think that that's a belief that hurts you.
You don't think I should I shouldn't have probed on that or something or like
Like I don't. Yeah, I don't think. I don't. In my head, because she was on a roll in terms
yeah,
of like, her pain, the future, all that
yeah,
stuff, and then we just
emotional,
like
yeah,
we like interjected
yeah,
there that it could have like hurt the like she you could tell she's a little bit jolted by it. Then like
Mhm.
once she realized like what you're talking about, like now she's back to like being open because she did it in a good way. But it's like I don't know what benefit you get from that.
Yeah, I don't know. In my mind, it was just like I saw so many limiting beliefs in her. I just figured like I should just tackle anything that I see.
Yeah. Well, it's like, okay, so we just got to think about, does this belief actually help her? The fact that the economy is tough, so she needs to make more money.
Well, if you think of it like that way, she needs to make more money, so I guess it helps her, maybe.
Right. You know what I mean? Now, if she was like talking to you about like scaling up her existing business and she's like, well, the reason it's not scaling because the economy's shit. You know what I mean?
That's when okay,
That's when you attack that belief. So we
got
just
it.
yeah, but be a little bit less of like a hammer like looking for a nail. I don't think like
Hmm.
in this situation it's gonna hurt you too much.
Yeah,
Just the one downside is you kind of like interrupted like her
yeah.
her
The
relationship to emotion.
emotional,
Yeah,
exactly. No, I did realize that in the call. I was like, damn.
yeah. Okay. Let me go ahead. Let me refresh it. Hopefully I can edit it.
Hopefully.
Hopefully it did. I'll put it all out there unedited. Fuck it, dude.
I mean, this is a good call though. Like,
Yeah, yeah. No, this is good. Let's bring it
like
back.
you're locking in for real.
It's like us blaming the economy. Like, does that really help us?
No, it doesn't, because things are always
Why
going to
why
change.
doesn't it help? Why doesn't it help us?
Because things are always going to change. You just got to get with the program and try to be ahead of it.
Right, because if the economy's up or if the economy's down, who's still responsible for you winning?
Us, ourselves. Yeah.
Exactly. So like forget the economy, right? Now it's like Jessica, you are the asset.
Right.
For F the economy.
So I think like at the end of it, like you still ended on like a good note,
Yeah.
right? Like now, so I see what you're doing. Like you're still shifting it to a belief that like ultimately like does benefit her. I was just saying like with that one in particular, maybe it wasn't needed,
No, yeah, I agree. I don't think I needed to have that there.
right? But it's like I don't think the way you got about it like hurt the conversation too much.
I mean, right? The government, whatever, screw them. I don't care about them. And it's a good thing, honestly, because like the fact now that you realize that like, hey, we're putting this on other things. When we realize it's our responsibility, that's when it gets serious. Now it's like we're in control.
That's valid. That's
Because
true.
like think about it as like a car's going some random a car's about to drive off a cliff. If you were stuck in the back seat, like would you be stressing? Damn
Yep,
right.
we have no control of what happens
Exactly.
next. Yeah.
But if you hopped in the front seat and maybe turned it to the left, like you'd probably be good, right?
We're
So it's like,
reassured.
exactly. So like, are we looking to hop into that front seat?
Yes.
Good. Because like when it comes down to it, right, 100%. Because like when it comes down to it, like Leo Marguerite, they're super big on visualization, right? Like
Okay.
being able to see it before you're there. And if you really do research on this, every single successful entrepreneur has done that in some sort of way. They saw their goal before they got there. All right. So if you really sat down and like literally sit down and think about this with me, as I'm telling you this, like sit down and imagine you being able to make this 10K per month, right? Being able to tell your stepdad, hey, I don't know what you call him, but like, hey, you don't need to work as hard anymore. I'm taking care of you. Mama, she doesn't need to stress anymore. Me, I'm fine. I have my bills taken care of. I have the freedom I want to do. I could get whatever car I want to buy. The debt, it doesn't scare me. I feel like I'm floating. And not only am I floating above water, I'm in a plane, right? Like
Right.
you realizing that you've been able to achieve that. Like in that moment, how does that actually feel?
Relief. I think that was like me yesterday when I was like I said, I went down like a rabbit hole full of delusions, but they weren't delusions because like it could be a reality, you know. But I was like talking to my stepdad. I was like, so if I was to get rich, what would you want? And he's like, I like, oh girl. He's like, you're dreaming. And I'm like, little do you guys know that makes me want to like achieve it a little bit more because you're telling me like I can't do it, but like I can if I tried. And I guess like I know I'm not trying as hard as I could be. I'm not amounting to like my full potential in a sense.
Right. And like you not reaching your full potential. Like I know for me personally, like that's what scared me. Like being
Okay. So I would probably just expand on that. Like what does relief actually like look like for you?
Yeah, I think that's one thing I haven't been doing, like probing on
Right.
some stuff like that.
Just
Yeah.
expand on it. But again, like your call is going like a little bit longer, and I feel like you do have enough. But if we're able to like interject a little bit more, like
Yeah.
honestly, like this should be at like minute like like 17. You know what I mean? You could probably
Right.
shave like 5 to 7 minutes like off this call just with
Mhm.
the like just keeping her more on track.
average is what
Yeah,
pushes me to
no,
do
for
something else.
sure.
But like for you, like have like seeing that you could do more, but we're kind of just sitting back. Like be real with me. Like how does that feel?
Not good. I feel like I'm not. I don't know.
Well, if you did know, what would it feel like?
It just doesn't feel good. knowing you can do more, but you're not doing enough. And it's like it all comes down, like I said, to comfort. Like you're holding your own self back, and you never know how good it could get because you're stuck in like what you know or like your daily routine. You know what I mean?
And listen, like you're definitely right. In like the comfort, it's a big thing. We're gonna tackle it. But like, let me ask you, like, with the way that things are now, right? Like, if nothing changes, we stay completely the same. We go back to RBT, we go back and do our lashes, right? And things don't change. How likely is it for us to actually make this 10K per month, and be able to help our, step that out, help our mom, help ourselves, within the next 6 to 12 months, if nothing does change?
I still think I could do it. I know I could do it. It would just come to like actually having
But
to
how likely is it? And be real with you. I'm trying to have a real conversation with you.
How likely is it for me to make the 10K?
If nothing changes, if you stay exactly the same as you are right now.
Oh, nothing. Because like I said, late last year is when I was like, okay, and then earlier this year I'm like, okay, So it's like time is passing and I'm just not doing anything to change
Right.
it.
So I have to ask, like, what happens? Because I'm gonna be so honest. This is 99% of the population. Nothing does change.
I would take out the, well, I'm gonna be honest and things like that, because it just infers like, you weren't honest up until this point. But like overall, like
Yeah.
you're doing a good job like navigating and very much like leading this conversation. I would say like having a little bit more of this energy like earlier in the call.
Yeah, like the
Would have like
freaking daddy's
cut,
home,
cut down on this call time.
Change for
But
that.
like you
sure.
got there, and like that's what
They
matters.
stay the same for the next 40 years. They wake up, right? They haven't been able to help their parents. They're still like kind of stuck in debt. Like, if nothing did change, like, be honest, like, how would that feel?
Not good, and that's not what I want for myself. I feel like one way or another, whether it's like my business, RBT, or trying something new, like this is not where I would want to be. Like, I don't know. Like I was actually before, like while the RBT, I was just like, yo, like, do I gotta
Okay, you kind of asked the same question like just like a minute or so before. So I would be like, I would probably ask like, rather than like, how does it feel? Like, hey, like, what are the day-to-day ramifications if this continues to be the trend, like for the rest of your life? Like, what actually happens?
Yeah.
And then, and something I would do for her in particularly, just from like the way that she's talking, there's an interesting phenomenon that like most people have. It's they don't feel like they've actually started their life yet, right? And there's one day that they're going to start their life and everything is going to be exactly how they want it to be, and that's how she's talking.
What is that phenomenon? Like, what? I've never heard of that.
I forget what it's called, right? Like I know there's a psychological phenomenon. It's like, a lot of people, it's like you hear people talking about it, right? Like they're not really living their life right now. One day, like something will change and they'll start living their life. Like that's how she's talking. So I would want to bring that consequence. Like I want to get the longer consequence, and then I'm going to bring it down to, well, what happens if we wake up tomorrow in the same pattern that we have been? We look in the mirror knowing that we're just choosing comfortability. Like, how is that going to feel? Right. So I'm going to want to shorten the consequence to like, hey, what happens tomorrow if we wake up and we know we're not doing the things that are required?
Right.
Right. Like, and just bring it a little bit more to reality. Okay. So it's like, especially with people who are a little bit more like pie in the sky, you got to do a little bit extra to make sure you bring them to reality.
start talking to like other people, or like even if it's just somebody that you see hop out like a Porsche or something, be like, yo.
No, and I get it. I've been through that phase too. Listen,
like,
let me tell you a personal story, right?
Go ahead.
And actually, before I dive into the personal story, one thing, and it's like, again, a coach, like, think of this, I'm here to help you genuinely. But like us saying that you want to be there, let me ask you this, like, do most people get what they want or what they need?
I should have said it so much earlier.
Because like, let's think about it. Like every single guy that you probably talk to, right? Like they probably always say like they want a Lambo, I want a Bugatti. But like, do they actually get it?
No.
Hell no, right? But if you tell yourself like, man, I need a coffee, or like, damn, I'm hungry, I need some food. Like, do you get it?
Yeah.
Because you need it.
Right.
So are we looking to make this 10K hitting this, not just a want? Because like, sure, I could want something, but I'm never gonna get it. Are we looking to take that and turning it into a need?
We do. We need it.
Exactly.
I'm
and now let me
starving.
share, yeah, exactly, right? And that's what we need
Why?
to do. Like, this is where the change.
Why? Like anytime like you do get by and like that, it's just like, well, why? Okay, you'll just get a little bit more out of it.
So I'm happy we're having this conversation. Because like, I remember for me personally, right? When I made that shift in my mind, I live in Chicago, right? And I went to one of those wealthiest neighborhoods in America, right? It was over here in Naperville, if you know.
I should not have done this.
It's called the Jefferson Estates. Every house there is over, I think, like 3.
What?
I feel like I shouldn't have done this, but I don't know. You tell me.
Well, what's like? Well, here's the thing: when you talk about like a story, you have to make it relatable.
Yeah.
Okay. The story is not about you. The story is about your prospect.
Mm-hmm.
So you can have like the same type of aspects like about your like about your story, but it shifts and it changes to the prospect, right? Like you've heard my personal story. Like if this
Right.
was the lady like I was talking to, it's like, hey, can I share you a quick story? Like I really
Mhm.
relate like where you're coming from because like growing up, like I saw my dad working all the time and we could never have anything growing up.
Mhm.
Right? Like that's how it started.
Mhm.
Okay. So it's like immediately I'm painting the scene and I'm relating.
Right.
Okay. If she doesn't give a fuck about Chicago and she doesn't give a fuck about like, wealthy neighborhoods, which through this conversation, we don't like maybe she does, maybe she doesn't, but it's like I don't know that for sure.
Right.
Right. But I do know that she cares about her family and she sees them struggle. Right. And you just highlight that part of like your story, your lived experience.
Mhm.
So it's like, like when we're talking about the personal story, it always comes down to it's not about you. Like it is about you, but it's about them. It's for them. So step number one is like relate,
Right.
right? And it's like, and then like bridge into it's like, oh, like I know I needed something different, conflict, everything else like we talked about in terms of the personal story. But it's like step
Yeah.
number one, like it needs to be relevant. It needs
Yeah.
to it needs to get her to say, that's me, not who cares.
Right.
And we're in like the well, who cares territory.
Yeah.
$3 million, right?
Okay.
And I started knocking on people's doors like a lunatic, and I was asking them, "What do you do for a living? How could I get a house like this?" This is when I turned 18. Now I'm 20 now, and they all told me the same thing. It was like, okay, consistent. I was persistent. I really took care of essentially like my mindset. Like I didn't let these limiting beliefs from family, from like for example, your brother saying like, "Oh, you're dreaming," or your stepdad saying like, "Oh, chica, you're dreaming," right? Like
Yeah.
they didn't let those things bother them. So it's like I have to ask you, like, are you willing to really commit and focus on this so we can actually live the life that we want, the 10K per month, and not go down this rabbit hole of staying the same and staying mediocre?
Yes.
But
Because if we are gonna use it, right? Because it's like I see why you used it. If we are gonna
Mhm.
use it, like I would just use it a bit more, and you can talk about like your emotions and like
Right.
the actions you had to take.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like because I know for me, like after having those conversations and like I really started to dream, I still got hounded by my family telling me like,
Yeah.
"Hey, don't strive, like you can't do this." And like that really weighed on me. And it took a lot of energy to tell them like I'm going to do it regardless. Regardless what
Yeah.
anyone says like around me. And like it took a
Mhm.
lot. So I guess for you, like are you willing to actually put in that work no matter what anyone says, right? I'll walk them through like a little like thought process that you went through. Cuz like that's going to make you more relatable as well. And then it's also they're gonna tap more into like the actual belief that we want them to hold on to. Does that
Right.
make sense?
Yeah. No, it makes total
Okay.
sense.
I would say though, just generally speaking, like personal stories, like in sales, I would want to have them like rehearsed and like
Yeah.
typically like not like going off the shooting off the hip a bit.
Yeah.
Because like you can
Yeah.
go into this long diatribe and it doesn't really help the conversation. I feel like this, like I get the point you're getting to and why you did
Mhm.
it, right? I
Mhm.
would just like have a little bit more in there, and then also make it relatable. Okay, if you make it more
Yeah. No.
relatable to her, then it's like same. You could tell the exact same story. It's like, hey, like I know, like me growing up, like I have a very similar story to yours, right? Like me growing up,
Mhm.
I saw my family like working hard like all the time, and right, really wealth wasn't known to anybody, and it was always
Mhm.
like a struggle. It wasn't until like I knew there was something more. I knew there was something more out there that I went to like the wealthiest neighborhood like in Chicago and started like knocking on doors, right?
Yeah.
And then I just asked them like, hey, like, what do you do? Because I knew there was another level. And do you know what they told me?
Mm.
They said, be delusional, be consistent, dream. And every single person that I talked to at home, they told me the exact opposite. And
Yeah.
after I got this information, like I really just decided no matter what anyone else tells me, even though it's hard and even though like that it never stopped, I'm going to do it regardless and I'm going to dream big.
Yeah.
So I do have to ask you, are you actually committed to doing that? Like committed to dreaming
Mhm.
big, committed to actually like quieting everything else outside of you to make sure you can actually be the change in your family,
Yeah.
right? Now, again, practice it. And maybe you could
Yeah.
take that like, I'm just saying shit off the top of my head.
I mean, that's a pretty good story. It sounds better than whatever I said. So yeah.
I've never been to Chicago. So it's like, so we're going to use personal stories. Like, biggest thing is just make it relatable, talk about your emotions a bit, right?
Yeah.
And then, like, also, like, making it engaging, asking questions, stuff like during it can definitely help too.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Like, why now? Right? Like, why not be the person who's like, new year, new me, and like just keep kicking it down the road? I mean, you've done it for the past few years. Like, why not just add another year to it?
I think at this point I'm like fed up with myself and giving myself excuses. And I feel like if last year when I would have started like, okay, like I gotta like do more, by now I would have done more. So for me to wait till like New Year's to have like a resolution, like from here to New Year's, it could have already been changing. I could have already been learning. I could have already been, like
And
further
yeah,
ahead.
and your mindset's already changing, which I love. When we first got onto this call, you were one way. I could tell right now you're a different person. And I want to talk to the 2.0 version of Jessica. All right, I'm serious. I'm not even kidding here. There's this version of you. There's really two for me. You know what I called it when I went to this?
Oh
Is like
my
the bitch
god,
version
I
of
keep
Nathan,
going
and then the
about
boss.
some shit, bro. Dude, this I don't know why I
No,
was so
like,
invested in this like conversation, bro. Damn.
Well, it's like you are connecting with her, and it's like, and like you're coming across genuine, and like that's good.
I mean, dang, but like 30 minutes, bro. Like, holy, I didn't realize it was that long.
Well, it's like, yeah, it's a little bit longer. It's not going to be the end of the world. Okay. I would say
Yeah.
like the last like 5 minutes, really solid. There are things we can tighten up, but it's like if you had this energy the entire call, like it wouldn't have been
It
30
would have
minutes.
been way less, yeah.
Right. So it's like you eventually did get to the energy. That's why I'm saying, like, don't poo poo your energy right now.
Uh-huh.
Like, I would just make sure like everything like you're telling and the stories and everything like that, like they have like a point to it, right? Or
Yeah.
we can just get in the habit of telling a lot more,
Yeah.
right? But like if you feel like you actually have a connection, it's like, you're leading things like that. Like just trust your gut when it comes to that stuff.
All right.
Boss version of Nathan.
Period.
So let me ask you, like, excuse my profanity, but do you want to be the bitch version of Jessica or the boss version?
The boss.
Let's stay being the boss man. All right, because honestly,
Literally.
I think you'd be a great fit for this, right? Like, let me walk you through what this looks like, and then seeing how we can.
Okay. So I was like, dude, and then you transition. Like that was a great transition into it. And then do you know like when the
I don't know exactly
yeah, I know we're
when.
supposed to not talk anything about the company.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's
Like right about here.
say, yeah, because like the issue is like we're dropping price like minute 48. That is going to be a bit longer. I will say it's like some people just need a bit of a longer conversation. So don't get too much in your head
Yeah.
about like, hey, like the length of the call time. Like, yes, when we go back, like we can take a look about like how do we shrink it down, but like you never want to be
Uh-huh.
in your conversation feeling like you need to like press and shorten shit.
Yeah.
Because then you're gonna come across like you're not like really in the conversation.
Mm.
Okay.
Now, don't be shocked, right? There's ways that we could try like making this work, but what it looks like is it's a one-time investment of 3K,
Okay.
right? So what that gives you is lifetime access to everything here, the coaching calls, the mentorship, the community, all that fun stuff. I guess then I have to
Is there any reason why you say don't be shocked? Do you get a lot of
I
price
heard,
shock?
I don't know, I heard the other closers say it a few times, and I was just like, I mean, maybe it's like suppresses it a bit.
Yeah, like I don't know. Like in my head, if I'm not getting price shock, I probably want to like draw more attention to the price
Yeah.
because like it infers that this is a shocking price, which what you
Right.
guys sell for 3K, I think is criminally underpriced.
I think so too, but like for people like this, for 3K is like insane,
Yeah, no, like, and I understand that. Like, if you do get price shock, it's like, hey, so the investment required to go ahead and actually get you to that level of freedom and make 10,000 per month is going to be 3,000. Now we have a couple different ways
Mhm.
to break it up. It's going to depend on what works best for you, but the next steps will be taking care of that investment and getting you set up with your onboarding, so that way you can actually get the store up and going. Any questions on
Yeah.
that? Does that work for you? It's more
Mhm.
like matter of fact. Here's what it is. I hint out that there's payment plans if there is price shock, so you don't get like people just like sped up like right away, like but then like
Yeah.
that's it. If I draw too much attention to it, then I make it a big deal. When like you understand, it's not a big deal,
Yeah.
right? So it's like 3K is nothing.
ask, like, does that work for you?
Honestly, I was waiting to get to the nitty gritty, like the make it or break it. Honestly, right now, like I already gave you like the backstory. So 3K, that is a lot. And don't get me wrong, I already figured it would be a lot because like one of the testimonies, the guy was like, honestly, like it was a lot. I was looking at her like, yo.
No, and I totally get that, right? I guess when you do say it, like I'm immediately starting to slow her down.
Hmm.
Right? Because and this is what I was telling you, like on their group call before, like your internet shit.
Yeah.
Right? It's
Yeah.
like immediately you can tell like she's super sped up. So it's like I need to start slowing her down.
Yeah.
Right? Because and like that's her pattern. Like she's a little bit all over the place. So it's like
Uh-huh.
I know that, and it's like when fear's in the equation, it's only going to amplify her pattern.
Right.
So I need like you can like use your hands like, hey, no, I get it. Like, no, I know, like for right now,
But I understood like money might be potentially like an issue, but when you say like it's a lot, I guess compared to what, like in your mind, compared to where we're looking to get to. So if you put money aside for a second, because we can definitely figure that part out, right? And then we'll just right into it.
Yeah, would you get this? Yeah.
But like honestly, if I'm being real right now, like 3K, you know, like sheesh.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No, and I get it, right? But it's like, can I maybe share another perspective?
go ahead, enlighten me.
Because like, do you know who Tony Robbins is by chance?
No.
So it's this really like he's a really big like motivational speaker. He's worth like $500 million. Like you can search him up after this. But one thing he talked about.
Probably the easiest thing to do is like, okay, I get it. I get it's a lot right now. Like money aside, like, would you go ahead and do
I should
this?
just dove straight into that. Yeah, I don't know why I wanted to
Yeah.
bring Tony Robbins into it.
You're feeling
yeah.
yourself, bro, right? You got you know, you feeling good on the call, but it's like it adds an
Yeah.
extra layer of complexity. It's probably not needed at this moment,
Yeah,
which again will cause this call to drag out.
yeah.
Well, and it really rang true to me because I used to be the same way where it's like, oh, if I can't buy it, oh my gosh, never gonna fix anything, right? But one thing he said, and he was like, humans are very good at being resourceful on how they can't find the resources. Like, do you know what he means by that?
Bro, why
Yeah.
am I stuck looking retarded?
The way
Hold
that
on.
you said that was slightly confusing.
I'm like frozen.
So the way you said that was slightly confusing.
Yeah.
So the way the quote goes is like humans' biggest humans' biggest superpower. Typically, I'll say your biggest superpower, right? Because
Mhm.
I'll use a little bit of better commands. Like your biggest superpower is your ability to be resourceful.
Yeah.
Just most people are resourceful in how they can't be resourceful. Do you get what I mean? Right. So it's like just being a little bit more concise with that because it came across confusing.
Yeah.
Yeah, like they're like basically making an excuse for why they can't, or not necessarily.
Like they're really good at finding ways on why they can't do something.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like I have to ask, like, do you want to be in that same boat where it's like you're just looking for all the reasons why you can't?
No, not necessarily. I'm not saying I can't. I
Right.
just feel like right now, because like now that I know the price
Yeah.
and I know this and I know that, like okay, maybe if you give me like if y'all give me like a month or something or two, you know, like
Yeah.
I
No, and I
could
get it.
like
Like we could work towards this. Is what I'm trying to say. Like, would
exactly.
you want to see how we could possibly like maybe like make this easier to chew so we could get you in and we could start seeing these results to get you to that 10K per month?
Maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah.
You don't
I mean, I
sound
feel
too
like
sure.
we could talk about it, but
Am I still talking to the boss version of Jessica?
yeah, you are. But the boss is being
Am I?
realistic at the moment. You
Am
know,
I though?
I'm
But does the
like,
boss make it happen?
a boss
let me
does
ask
make it happen. A boss
Right.
does make it happen.
So let's be real with each other. Like, do we actually want to get resourceful so we could get this going and hit that 10K per month?
So like that's why I'm like, oh, like money aside, would you do this? Why actually invest
Yeah.
yourself? Like once I have that
Have some
why,
tie downs. Yeah.
then like I have a bit more leverage going into it. Okay. Now you do have good energy right now,
Mm.
right? Like being a bit playful, like poking at her like frame. Okay. So like the
Yeah.
energy is good. I think we're just adding a little bit complexity that's like not needed at this moment.
Yeah, you're right.
But if you don't, it doesn't matter. Like, we can hop off the call right now. But I want to see you win. It's like, do we want to get resourceful so we can do it?
I mean, we can get resourceful, but like, how would that even look like? I wouldn't even have
Okay.
3K to like put down right now.
No, and I get it. I totally get that, right? Because like I'm
So it's like we can't like she's still like giving herself a bit of wiggle room. Now, if you want to
Mhm.
tie her down at this point, it's just like, okay, well, the money's the easy part. The hard part is just you committing to do whatever it takes. Are you committed?
Yeah.
Yes. Tie down, then like, okay, so like what can you do? And then we can create a game plan.
Mm.
And then like go financing.
it's gonna sound like I'm interrogating
Yeah.
you, but like I'm really just trying to see if I can help. All right.
Go ahead.
So let me ask, like, bills and expenses aside, like what do you have available so you can invest into yourself?
Honestly, I just started my savings back up like a month ago. So I
Okay.
feel like I have like $700, $800. It's nothing, but
You feel like, or
it's
do you
something.
have?
Well, I do have.
Okay. Because you felt like, yeah, I mean, I could also feel like being on the beach right now. You know what I mean?
You're right.
Okay,
I gotta choose
so, like-
my word choice a little bit more carefully.
No, because it's really important. Like, you'd be surprised. Like, once I realized that, I started changing the
Oh
way I was
my.
talking everything. But yeah, okay. So like, we have like 700, 800, and then let me ask, like, do you have like a decent credit score?
I do.
Okay, can I ask like what it's around?
I think it's like the mid 700s.
Okay. Because I'm thinking of a few ways that we could do this. Because like, would you be open to seeing how we could like it would be like with a third party funding? It would be like a funding partner, and what they would do is like split it up to be like, if you get approved, to be like $200 to $300 a month, and then you could always pay it off earlier, like from the profits that you're making.
So like a loan, basically.
Kinda, yeah. It's like, have you heard of Klarna?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you'd be through Klarna or like Afterpay. We could try that, and if that doesn't work, I have like one more thing that could work. But this would really just be like, so we're taking these steps forward and becoming that boss version of Jessica. Like, would you want to see if it even approves you?
Oh, I don't doubt that I'll get approved.
Okay, so we could probably frame that a little bit better.
Yeah.
This is how I'm always gonna go into like the funding. It's like, hey, now I get where you're coming from. Can I share with you what our successful clients will do when they've been in a similar situation? And they're like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, sure. So what we have is we have a third party funding. We have a third party funding partner that's able to
Hmm.
get you the funding. Now it depends on the terms, like how you would explain it.
Yeah.
Oftentimes it's like zero down and a couple $100 like each month. And what all our clients
Hmm.
will do is they'll just take the excess, like actual profits they're making, and they just pay that off early, right? So they don't have to worry about any type of interest. Does that make sense?
Uh-huh.
So if
Yeah.
you, a cosigner or somebody that you know has a 680 or above, you typically get approved for that. Do you think that would help you? Okay,
Uh-huh.
what's your credit score? All right, let's go ahead and do it. Right? Like, let's go ahead and see if we can get approved.
Yeah.
Now, right now, you just asked, hey, do you feel like you'd get approved? And she's like, oh, well, I'm not worried if I get approved or not. Immediately cut her off. It's like, yeah, and it's like, and I'm sure you would, but like again, it's a bit finicky. They can't tell us why they do or don't approve anyone. So it's a soft check. It doesn't affect anything to check. So would it make sense if we can even see if this is something you get approved, just so we even know what the numbers look like?
Yeah.
Okay. So then, because like right now, it's still an unknown, it's
Hmm.
still up in the air. I want her to take a step forward, do the funding, and then handle the fear. It's like, oh, I just need a couple days. Yeah. And it doesn't even make much sense to even have those few days and thinking about it if we don't even know what the numbers look like. Okay. So would it
Right.
make sense? Because again, I don't want to tell you we can do something that we can't. So would it make sense? Because it doesn't impact anything if we just even see if we can make those numbers work. If we see if you get
Right.
approved. Once they take that step forward, dude, it comes so much easier. Like that, it's like
Hmm.
right in front of them, zero down, $200 a month. Okay, yeah, I can do that, right? But even if they don't, then it's easier to overcome the objection because now there's less unknowns in their mind.
Yeah.
Does it make sense?
Hmm.
Okay. Do you have to go at the top of the hour?
No, I don't have to go. It's just like I've been
Mhm.
standing up. Okay, let me just sit down somewhere, bro.
Yeah, sit
Look, my
down,
feet hurt.
relax.
I
Are you a pussy, dude? Your feet hurt?
Yeah, bro. I'm freaking barefoot out here. All right, yeah, let's go.
Okay, cool.
Approved. I'm just like, am I in the position which I know, like working towards it, starting the store, like eventually I'm investing, so I will see progress. But it's like, okay, like, am I actually in the position? And I'm not making an excuse. I promise you, I'm not trying to.
But listen, that's like kind of me saying like, have you ever talked to someone where it's like they're gonna say something pretty mean to you and they're like, no offense, but like you're a bit like for example, you're doing the same exact thing right now. It's like I'm not making an excuse, but like that's like kind of like you're not fat, clearly you're fit. But like that's like for example, like a fat person saying like, I'm not making an excuse, but I'm about to get a double cheeseburger. Like you know what I mean? Like bro, like let's be real. Because like at the end of the day, like I get it. Like investing in yourself, like I don't want to say it's scary, but like it's a little bit scary if we're being real. Like would you
Yeah.
agree?
Now, and I see like we're bridging into fear, so this is good, but money's not actually tied down.
Nah, no.
Right? Like here's the thing. Let's even say like, hey, like we can't, like she won't do it. Like you still want to get buy-in that's like, hey, like I could do $200 a month.
Okay.
Because if she's like, I don't even think I could do $200 a month, that's then a very different conversation. You get what I mean?
Right.
Okay, so it's like I need to tie it down. Now, more likely than not, she could. Okay, but it's like at least like we know that like money's tying off. So then it's like, hey, so it sounds like we can definitely make the money work. And
Hmm.
like, and I don't want to say it's scary, right? Like now money's tied off. And I don't want
Hmm.
to say it's scary, but it's kind of scary in a way, right? Then when we bridge into fear, we know money's completely off the table.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, it's scary.
Because like at the end of the day, like feeling, and hold on, 'cause my headphones just disconnected. But like that feeling, it's normal. Can you still hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Like that feeling, it's supposed to be there. Because like let's be honest, like if you were sitting down, it's like would that feeling actually be coming up for you?
My bad. You cut off halfway through.
My bad. So like if you were just kind of sitting down watching Netflix, like would that uncomfortable feeling like actually come up for you? If you were just sitting down chilling watching Netflix.
No.
Yeah.
Because I'm in my comfort zone. I'm
Exactly.
uncomfortable right now. That's
Right.
why the feeling is popping up.
Exactly. And like that feeling, it means that you're growing, right? It's just that in the past few years, like every time that feeling came up, you felt like it was something negative, which at the end of the day, this means you're growing, right? And like it's a good thing because like if you weren't feeling nervous, like I'd have to check your pulse, like you wouldn't be human, right? But the thing is, like, we could do two things with this fear, right? We could either let it constrict us, right? Pushing us away from getting anything done, continuing down the same path, right? Just making 3K per month, worrying about the bills, seeing our stepdad grinding all day. Or we could take that fear and take it and make it move us into taking massive action. So we could hit this 10K per month, become that boss version of Jessica, and really reach our goals, see our stepdad happy, and not feel that stress of bills being on us. Like, which one would you rather it let you do?
Obviously, the second option
It's not that obvious though. A lot of people do the first one. Like, why would you want to do the second one?
Good.
because it makes more sense, like taking the risk to
But why,
actually.
but why does it make sense? Everyone chooses the first one. Everyone. And you're part of the 1%. Now I'm talking to the boss version right now. The boss version of you is part of the 1%. The bitch version, excuse my French, is part of the 99, all right? So like the boss version of you, that's part of the 1%. Like, why is the second option better? Let me ask. Because 99% of people go down the first option. They don't choose it, but they do choose it, if that makes sense.
I think it's just smart.
Like your energy is good and your pushback is good, but then like right now you're in a habit of a little bit over explaining and over talking.
Yeah, right. I feel like I was doing a bit of that in Discovery too. So yeah, you're 100% right.
Right? It's like she needs space to actually like sit with these ideas.
Right.
Harder because I feel like you do whatever quote you had told me, I don't remember it, but like you do choose to find excuses for like what you want to find. But like if it was something else, I probably wouldn't be making an excuse, you know what I mean?
Right.
So the second one just sounds smarter because it's like not reasonable, that's not the word I want to use, but it's like long term, it makes more sense.
Right. So it's like, what do we need to do so that we could actually have that make sense and be that boss
Consequence.
version of Jessica?
Take action.
So if that's the case, like, would it make sense to see how we could get this going so we can actually reach this level?
Consequence.
Yeah.
Right? It's gonna be a little bit cleaner of like tying it off. It's like, well, what happens if we allow this feeling to constrict us right now? Like what
Yeah.
actually happens? What are the consequences of that? Are you willing to allow that to happen? Okay, what do we need to do? Who do we need to become? What would the boss version of ourselves do right now?
Yeah.
They see how we can make it work. Okay.
hmm
So just like edging a little bit more in that way.
Yes.
Let's do it. So here, I'll shoot you. You're gonna have to like try it on your own, like fill out the form or whatnot. But let's see what it gives you, right? See if we can get something to go. And if it does, perfect. We get you in here. We start working towards our goals, and we become that boss version of Jessica.
So again, I would explain it a little bit better, right? Like, hey, you got to fill out this thing. Let's see what it gives you. It's like, okay, so what I'm going to send you right now. Okay, so it's going to be a link to Klarna. Now it's going to be a soft check. It's not going to affect anything. Just to fill it out. What it's going to do, it's going to give you different options. Okay, to see if we can make it work for you.
hmm
All right. Now I'm going to be here in case you have any questions. All right, but can you go ahead and fill this out?
Yeah.
Right? I'm explaining everything and then I'm minimizing risk as well. Rather than, hey, I'm going to send this over to you. You're going to have to fill it out. It's going to see if it's different options. Right? It's like,
Right.
okay, here's what I'm sending over. Here's what it is. Here's what it's not going to do. It's not going to ding anything. There's no downside. All it's going to do is give you options and then walk through the options together. It's very clear. It's concise. This is what's happening.
Right.
All right? Especially when somebody is fearful.
Like, how do you feel?
I'm still conflicted.
Conflicted about what?
Everything or investing in myself, I guess you could say. Not for the
Conflicted
wrong
about it.
reasons, for the
No, and I
right.
get it, but like, I honestly want to take care of that first, right? Because like I said, this is our first coaching call, right?
Yeah, you always want to like just make her fill out the form.
Right.
Make her fill out the
Right.
funding, make her fill out the financing. Because like here's the thing. If you objection handle for like 2 fucking hours about like, hey, she can do the funding, and then it finds out after 2 hours, you get her across the line and she can't do it. Then it's like, bro, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's just about like making sure she can go through it. Because then if she can't go through it, then it's like, okay, now we need to get more resourceful. Who else do you know who would have credit, who would be able to do it for you? Like all these different things. But like you need to be able to tie her down.
Right.
Right. And it's like naturally, if she takes a step forward, she's more likely to then go ahead and like take the step forward. Like it's a bit of
Yeah.
a baby step. Okay.
Uh-huh.
And then she sees the numbers in front of her.
I want to take care of that first. Conflicted. What's behind that?
Where it would put me at. Like, let's say that yes, I invest in this. It's like 30K I'm dropping. I'm investing in myself. I could possibly see it. If I do invest it, I will see it. But there is that possibility where I won't. And I'm like, okay, if I already feel like I am drowning and I'm trying to swim and I like invest in this, like that would only be adding. Like it would just make me making the water deeper. You know what I mean? And it's
No, I
like,
hear what
am I
you're saying.
willing to put myself in that right now? Not saying that I wouldn't do it, but I feel like
Yeah.
it's definitely something I have to be like, okay, like prepare myself for. You know what I mean?
No, and I totally hear what you're saying. Like, listen, you remind me of me before I got into all of this. Genuinely.
Yeah.
Genuinely. So it's like, listen, I don't know how to explain it, but I see it. I see your perspective and I see why. Because like, let's imagine like where we are, let's say we're drowning right now, right? Like we're just barely getting our head above water. But let's also say, we have like a deflated floaty in our pocket. Now imagine this with me, because it's gonna be hard to explain. But like you take it out your pocket, do you think you're gonna be going up for air and then blowing it in? Or are you gonna be taking a gulp of air, going deep in the water, puffing that thing up so that you can actually float to the top?
Yeah.
Right. Because like at the end of the day, like sure, we never know what's gonna happen to us. Like I could literally today go to the gym right now, and on the way to the gym, God forbid a bus hits me or something, right? Anything could happen to us. There could be a freaking giant, I don't know, like polar bear walking through my house right now, like somehow, right? But like, what's the only way that we're gonna know if it works out for us or not?
If we try.
100%. 100%. So it's like, are we actually willing to try it?
We are, but
You don't sound too sure.
I'm not at all.
But why aren't we sure? Listen,
feel
like,
So it's like right now, like instead of like I would start leading a lot more here. So instead of just saying like, oh well, because like it's just about like leading her and like telling her it's like, hey, so like right now, all we got to do is just quiet everything else around us, okay, and just focus on what we need to do and who we need to become. Right? This a little bit of unsurety is not going to go away. It's about doing it regardless. So instead of like, okay, like are you like you know you need to do it? Yeah, I'm still a little unsure. It's like, no, I get that, and that's not gonna go away. Right? Like it's just about doing it regardless. Rather than just focusing back on the unsureness. Because then that's causing her to like just go right back in the loop. Now, if you do that and it's like you sideswipe, it's like, hey, like that's not gonna go away. Like we need to do this regardless. That's how we get out of it. And she's like, oh, I can't. Then let's address it. Okay, but it's like right there, it's like you're getting her there. And because like she's kind of saying yes, but not saying a yes 100%, then like we're going back into like, you know, the 1% that's still holding her back. It's like rather than just be like, okay, that 1% is always gonna be there. Like it's about doing it regardless. Does it make sense? You're muted.
Bruh. No, that makes sense. I should have been leading it way more because like I tried getting her to say it,
Yeah.
but
And it's like, and then if like, because she's coming along with you, but then she's like, she just has a little bit of hesitancy there, and really all you're doing is you're filling up her lacking conviction with yours.
mm,
because if you're like tippy toeing, right?
Mhm.
And like genuinely, I'm actually having this conversation with you because I care. Like I genuinely want to see you win. That's why I'm like, you know what I
He's
mean?
like
I'm here for you.
gaslighting me into believing in myself
No,
and
no, no.
investing in myself.
Not even gaslighting. Not even gaslighting. Like what it is like, it's a shift of belief. That's what it is.
Okay.
Like right now, we're becoming the boss version of Jessica. Because at the end of the day, the boss version of Jessica makes different decisions than, excuse my profanity, but the bitch version of Jessica.
Mhm.
Like, would you agree?
Yeah.
Yeah. So like, obviously, right now, like, of course, you feel unsure because you haven't made decisions this way before. Does that kind of make sense?
Yes. I mean, it makes perfect sense. It makes
It's like-
perfect sense.
If you did make decisions like this, you would just be like, yeah, let's go. Because I have talked to people where it's like they're already doing super well. For them, it's like they have the mentality. They're just like, bang, let's go. So it's like, do we want to be that boss version that tries it?
Yeah. So just about like, what's the only way you're ever going to be sure on this? So it's like you're not
Mhm.
supposed to be sure. You do it
Right.
regardless. Right.
We do.
So then, would it make sense for us to see if it works for you, like get approved, all that fun stuff?
I feel like I would still have to see. And it's not because I don't want to be my boss version, but it's because I actually like want to be realistic.
Let's be realistic, because like at the end of the day, you wanting to see it, like let's be honest, like what do you feel like you need to see just to see if I can help on my end?
yeah.
I don't know.
Like you're on the
What
right
would I
track.
need? I
You
don't
just need to take it further rather than like
Yeah.
trying to start like another conversation. Like you know what the problem is, you know what the belief is, you know what the fear is. It's just about
Mhm.
like more attacking it.
Yeah.
And like as you go on, like on the actual objection handling, right? Like more like you got more. Well, first of all, we need consequences. Like that's what's really gonna tie off these beliefs and create a bit more like urgency. But in terms of like okay, like some of these different ones, like you did this one, right? The first one. And then we kind of did this one, but it wasn't pointed and it didn't really go like it didn't like have like a tip to it. Like you
Yeah.
kind of like you bridged into it, but then you didn't have a tip to it. So
Mhm.
like we didn't really address it. So it's just about like finishing this off with having like more daddy's home energy.
Yeah.
It's like for example, somebody's 500 pounds, like you don't get a six pack and then after like start going to the gym. Like they have to start going to the gym now. Like, would you agree? So
Yeah.
what do you have to start doing right now to become that boss version of yourself? What if you don't though? Like what if you continue to be like the bitch version that we have been
Yeah.
and God forbid just things continue? Are you okay seeing that same person? So what do we need to do to break for right? And then I'm much more specific and direct.
Mhm.
So it's like, what do we need to do to make sure you can actually look your stepdad in the face and tell him he can take a break?
Mm.
Oh, I got to do it. Okay, why? Okay. So let's do this thing. Right? Like that's what I'll say. So let's do this thing. All right. Let's
Yeah.
see if we go ahead and get approved, and then we'll take it from there. You on board?
Yeah.
Right? Like here, I'm a little less, right? A little less, right? Leaving a little bit more open. But like as I go through, I'm a little bit more straightforward. And then as I go through here, I'm a little bit more straightforward. Okay.
Right.
And then if you need to, you can use like the nice versus kind
Hmm.
and just like rip her to shreds.
Yeah. I feel like she should have went through. It's just like I
She's
wasn't
right
as
there.
sharp on. Yeah.
Well, it's like it's right there, and it's about being okay having that little bit of an extra gear
Right.
of like I'm going to fucking will you to victory.
Hmm.
Like at the end of the sales call with somebody like this, like that's where I'm at.
Hmm.
Okay. Now with her, I would be a little bit more empathetic, and that's why I highly recommend like you go and like watching that call. Because it was
Yeah.
like the same scenario. I had to like walk her through it, and I'm like, okay, this is what we do. She had to go through financing as well, right?
Hmm.
So I'll go ahead and I'll link it to you. I'll link it to you, but it's like it's this one here, and it's like
Yeah.
she had to go through financing, everything as well, all the limiting beliefs, all that shit, right?
Mm.
So I'd watch that, and it was just more like, okay, this is what we do, and she goes, okay, right. That lady got great results. Her entire life changed, right? But she just needed somebody to like give her permission to just
Right.
fucking go for it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know if I could afford it.
Well, it's like if it's $200 or $300 a month, like, could you afford that?
I'm looking at it as like I would just have to get like 3 more clients every month. But the like
So you're already thinking like an entrepreneur. Number one, that's good. But the thing is, like, you're not coming into here to make less money. You know that, right?
correct. But time is an issue.
Mm.
You guys are kind of saying like, yeah, I could make it happen, but it depends on like how well it goes in a sense. Not saying it's gonna go bad. Like I'm not trying to think it's gonna go bad, but like I do have to like put on a pedestal both things. You know what I mean?
Right. So it's like, do you feel like you have the time to put in? Because listen, like, I know if you put in the work, you're
Hey,
gonna
do you
get.
feel like worst case scenario? This is when I'll start talking to him. Hey, do you feel like worst case scenario, if you had to do it, you can make $250 a peer each month?
Hmm.
Well, I mean, if I had to do it, so it's like, hey, we can make the money work. Like we know we can make the money work. We know
Yeah.
the program works, right? We're not talking about any of that right now. What we're talking about is this, and just like
Mhm.
back on point.
Yeah.
Now, the reason why we're talking about that, well, number one, we didn't tie off money completely, but then number two, at this point, you like tried to flush it out, right?
Yeah.
When we're in it, you know what I mean? So then
Yeah.
like it's inviting this, but it's like if you do get this, like let's say she wouldn't go through it, but she's like, oh, like I don't know about the 200 to 300. Like I could like get more clients. I'm like, hey, well, hold on for a second. If you needed to make $300 extra per month, right? You needed as much as you could breathe. Could you make that happen? Like we both
Yeah.
know you can. Like we can make the money work.
Mhm.
It just comes down to like you and your commitment then,
Mhm.
right? It's like we know it can, and then it's just moving on.
Mm.
All right. Because like she even said like she had like $900 like in savings. She has like 3 months to where it's like she wouldn't even have to make any extra money. Like she tap into her savings, and then like that should be enough to where it's like she's at least making a bit of money like from like the online store. If like she's
Right.
legitimately coming in and like putting in the work,
Uh-huh.
right?
Right.
It's like for what you guys do and what you guys give, it's criminally like under fucking priced.
Yeah.
You got people in there like making millions of dollars, bro.
Yeah, I
Right.
know. I don't know why it's only 3K, but
Yeah, when Chris
Yeah.
told me, I was like, "Are you fucking kidding me?" I'm like, "You got people making that much money in there? I need
yeah, I
to
remember
get
when
in
I
the
first
bro."
saw it. That's what I
Um,
was saying, yeah.
no, I don't want to do that shit. But I like talk. I like yapping at my computer to make money appear rather than clicking buttons. But
No,
you know
I
what I mean?
agree.
Like it's just like having that conviction of like, hey, we
Yeah.
know we can make the money work. This is what we got to do. Like, are you on board? And then
Yeah.
if she's wavering or she's not coming along with you, then like we go more into the fear.
Get the result. Like, I've seen it happen for me. I've seen it happen for a bunch of other people. Like, are you actually willing to get uncomfortable and put in that work? Because if you're not, I tried my best to help you, and it is what it is. But if you are, then we can start like getting something going.
I feel like I would have to come. Unfortunately, I feel like I would have to come back like to it. I feel like I would have to consult with myself,
Yeah.
go down
We
like,
can.
I don't know.
She didn't answer the question. Yeah, you can. We can. You can definitely have those conversations with yourself. But like, are you willing to come in and like put in the work? Like, why are you though? Okay. So it's
Yeah.
like she didn't answer the question. Okay. Now the problem is we're having a real conversation, and now we're having like more of a like, especially an objection handling, like just more of like a surface level.
Right.
It's like we invited that, but if we want to get it back to like a real conversation, like what I had said before, or it's like, okay, like why would you put in the work? Like why is it
Hmm.
important to you? So it's like, be real with me. Like what's really holding you back right now? Because we know we
Hmm.
can make this work, right? Real conversation. Okay. Other things that you could do is like, hey, like you can definitely take some time, and there's an X right there in the corner. You can definitely leave, but you haven't
Hmm.
left yet. And what that tells me is like deep down, you know you need to do this, but there's something holding you back. So right now, as somebody who's sit across from you for an hour and actually cares about you, you're hurting yourself.
Hmm.
Okay. And I'm not gonna let that happen. So we have to have a real tough conversation. Like what's really
Yeah.
holding you back, and let's deal with this. Okay. I'll say as a lot of times like objection handling is what I'll say. Like, hey, I'll stay as long as it takes.
Hmm.
What that's telling them is like, hey, there's no out.
Right.
Right? There's two options. You exit or you buy. That's it. Right? I'll say as long as it
Straight
takes.
up.
But it comes from a place of like compassion. Like, hey, we both know you need to do this, but right now you're hurting yourself, and I'll stay as long as it takes so you don't do it. So you no longer continue to hurt yourself. Right? Like that's that real conversation, like at that point. Because like
Hmm.
you also got to keep in mind, especially in objection handling, when you start to be a bit more straightforward, the trap don't fall into of like, hey, he's doing this to make the sale. Like every time
Right.
like I'm straightforward, like and I'm addressing things, it's always from like their benefit. I'm on your team. You're hurting
Right.
yourself, and I need to help you, bro.
Hmm.
Right? Like, and you should be able to feel that, and that gives you a little bit more wiggle room to be more straightforward.
Hmm.
Okay, so like that's the frame we always go about it.
And see like if I could. Not saying that I can't, but like I am scared. I'm not gonna lie.
Listen, and I get it. Because like at the end of the day, you make decisions based on your perspective. Wouldn't you agree?
Yes. Yes.
And right now, we've been making decisions like the 3K version of Jessica.
Hmm.
But do you feel like making decisions as a 10K version of Jessica, do you feel like they're going to be different decisions?
Yeah, of course. If I was in a
Exactly.
different
So
position right now, I would have been like, okay, yeah,
But
like
like, do you feel like to get there, like for example, Elon Musk, like do you feel like for him to make his first $1 million versus his billionth dollar, do you feel like he made different decisions
yes.
to get to that point?
Yeah.
Right. Because like the thing is success, it's not an outcome. Success is not you making 10K per month. Success is once you think you've hit 10K per month, like in your mind and you believe it, you are already a success. Once you're working towards that goal, you've done it. Because another good example is like imagine like sitting in front of a furnace, right? And like waiting for the heat to come. Right? You're like, oh, like you don't put any effort into it, but you're just imagining the heat to be there. Like, is it ever going to be there? Right. We have to start putting wood towards it and make decisions like someone who wants to get there to get there.
No, that's
Because like
valid.
if you keep making decisions as a 3K version of Jessica, what's gonna happen?
I'm gonna stay. I'm gonna stay making 3K.
Well, I mean, you're laughing, right? Like, are you okay with that?
No, I'm not okay, but it's like I'm not okay with that. But
Right? Like I'd be like, hey, I'm right here. Because like she's like looking off, like and this is a bit of a result of like the call going longer. Okay, but it's like
Yeah.
I need her to focus right now.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm right here. Like this is real right now. Like what actually happens if we continue to be the person who stays at 3K per month?
Right.
Like I'll lean in a little bit. I'm like, hey, I'm right here, and I'll make her look. Like what happens if we continue to stay the version of ourselves we are right now? And what would the 10,000 per month version of ourselves, like what would they do when they're up to a decision like this? Would they allow this to shrink them, or would they bet on themselves?
Mm.
Like which one?
Yeah.
Okay.
They bet on themselves, right?
And it's like, why? Okay. What if we continue to allow it to shrink us? What do we need to do? Right. So it's just like reframe binary, why, consequence, ask for the sale.
Yeah.
Right. But like when we're in fear, like I'm increasing my intensity. But the biggest thing you
Yeah.
also need is you need her focus. If you
Yeah.
don't have
That's
her
two things I
focus,
didn't do.
she's not gonna, like it's hard to shift somebody if they're not even focusing on what you're like what your guys are talking about as much as she should.
She needs to contemplate these ideas.
So it's
Yeah.
like, what do we need to do to start becoming that 10K version of ourselves? Because we could hop off this call, and if we even have any more spots available, get you in later. But at the end of the day, I don't want to just risk that if we know we want to be that 10K version of Jessica, but we just got scared and we never did it. And we wasted another year, another 2 years, simply because of inaction.
That would be so tragic.
Well, I mean, let's look at the reality.
No, I know that's where like, yeah.
Because you're talking about looking at the reality, but like, what's riskier at the end of the day? Like us investing in ourselves, putting in the work.
Like instead of a new frame, just like take the frame and use it.
Yeah, I realize like I just keep bouncing around like different frames and stuff, and it's
Yeah,
just
like that's the
not.
thing. Like you're working too hard, bro. Like you're over speaking, like you're over talking. Like you'd ask a
Mhm.
question, and then you kind of like you justify yourself, and then
Yeah.
like you're on to another frame, and you like, and then if you're never letting these frames like really hit her, actually sit and like contemplate these frames, then it's like loop after loop after loop after loop, and like we're not breaking through.
hmm
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's about being a little bit more grounded in ourselves
Yeah.
and like having more conviction that the frame's gonna land,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Because she is coming along with you. Like that's the thing, man. Like it's not like she's not coming along with you. She is coming along with you, and but you're not allowing her to come all the way.
Yeah. Because I keep like switching.
Yeah, and then it's like okay, now it's on to another thing, and she has to like recontemplate this, and like and it's like over and over and over again.
Seeing the outcome, hitting that 10K per month, or us kind of saying like, oh, we're not making an excuse, but we are. We continue down the same path, and we never do take any action. Like, what's riskier?
The second part.
Why?
Because you're kind of risking it all. Just like I'm risking it by like signing the thing and maybe not being able to afford it. I'm also risking it by maybe I do take that risk and then maybe I am able to afford it. But
Yeah,
What's like, are we willing to get resourceful for it?
but what? Yeah, you just need to use it.
hmm
Yeah, but why is you not doing anything to risk your option though? Because they both are risky. Why is you not doing anything to risk your option though?
hmm
Okay, like just get her to step a little bit more in your direction. What it seems like right now, she's running out of steam.
Yeah. I started running
Yeah.
out of steam too. It was just like going.
Yeah,
I genuinely want to see you win. That's why I'm here. Like, that's why I spent an hour talking to you. I could have been working on my own business, talking to other people. Like, I see the potential. It's just you've been conditioned in such a way where it's like we're thinking like the 3K version of ourselves.
right.
And I could see it. That's why I even care this much. Because I know you could break out of it, but right now, we're choosing not to.
That laugh pisses me off. I'm not gonna lie.
I feel like
Yeah.
I'm really not sure. And I feel like for some things I could be impulsive, which is why like I'm like if I'm not being impulsive, why is that? Not saying it's just like a sign, because no, but like
Yeah.
yeah.
You should see how impulsive I am. I'll buy anything.
Yeah,
That's,
well,
that's honestly how I got. I don't want to.
now we're
Uh,
sidetracked. Right now we're
And then I
sidetracked.
say like, yeah,
Right? Well, it's like,
uh,
well, hey man, or like, hey lady. Well, it's like, well, yeah, this is something different. This is something new, right? If this felt like other things that you have felt before, then you want to get a different outcome, would you? So
Yeah.
the fact that this feeling is different, that you haven't felt it before, like I'm here to tell you, like this is a good thing. Because if it wasn't, it's the same old, same old.
hmm
So now we just have to decide, like now that we have this feeling, what version of ourselves are we going to step into? Are we going to step into the version of ourselves that listens to the bitch version, right? Like we get this feeling and we give into it and we don't take the action we need to take. Or are we going to step into that boss version of ourselves and say, hey, I feel this feeling. I'm going to do this shit regardless. Like which one? The boss version. Why the
Right.
boss version? What is that
Mhm.
boss version of you saying right now? I'll call it
Mhm.
out. Like, what is it saying right now? Why is it saying that? Why do you
Mhm.
think it says that? Okay. So what happens if we don't listen to it though, and it gets quieter? And you always listen to the other version. Like what happens then?
Yeah.
Right. So it's just taking that thread.
Yeah, because to be honest, like it just continues to loop like this until I
Mhm.
basically like apologize to her. I'm like, yeah, I'm sorry, I couldn't
Yeah.
help you. And then
Yeah.
like we book a second call, but like, dude, that's the thing. Like I just need to
Mhm.
stick to a frame and then go with that, and then also
Yeah,
increase
like you're
intensity.
there.
Yeah.
You're there. You just need to like use it. Be a little bit more confident that these things are gonna land. Like be
Yeah.
confident no matter where she goes. Like you can handle it. Okay, because
Yeah.
like there are times where it's like she was right there on the edge. You just needed to just stick with it, and then she buys.
Mm-hmm.
Then like we just go off over here, and now she's focusing on other things, and we got to bring her back. You know what I mean? Um,
Yeah.
she's right there on the edge. I would say again, like in terms of the objection handling, like things we did really well is fucking kudos for you, like going for it, right?
Yeah.
Some of those frames landed really well. Your confidence with those frames were really good. It's just be careful of over talking,
Right.
right? That was the biggest thing. I would say also just making sure we just tie down money. Like money's tied down. Real easy thing
Yeah.
to do. Anytime you go financing, like, hey, let's see if we get approved. Right. Cause like I don't want
Hmm.
like, sometimes they don't approve people. It's totally normal. I just want to see like you actually get approved. All that fun stuff.
Right.
Okay. Real simple, easy way to do it. Once you have more of that commitment, they see it, then it's easier to overcome. So in terms of like because are these prospects that you typically do run into?
Like broke ones.
Well, it's like people are a little bit more scattered and fearful.
Scattered, not really, but
Okay.
like, yeah, I mean, like, it's kind of, I don't want to say it's rare that we meet people like this, but they're
Mhm.
out there sometimes. Yeah.
Yeah. So if this is something to where you run into often, I'd
Yeah.
really I would say it'd even be good just to study that call that I sent over to you on your Slack, regardless.
Yeah. No, I
But
will.
it's
Yeah.
like I would definitely study it more if you run into these people quite a bit.
Hmm.
But I will say, big wins is like you're so much more comfortable in these conversations. You're
Yeah.
much more comfortable like challenging and shifting beliefs than like you
Hmm.
were before. So those things are all really great. I mean, what you're closing like 50%.
About, yeah.
Yeah, so it's like you're on the right track. Um, this person was just like right on the edge, and there was
And
just
I
a
hate that.
couple small shifts that we make to then make that a sale.
Yeah, because there's a few people where it's like just a few small shifts, or it's like they're right on the edge, and it's happened before where it's like they're right on the edge, but it just doesn't hit. You know?
Yeah, you need to like have a little bit of like a shift, like
Yeah, I gotta
and
shift like the intensity, like
yeah,
the
like it slowly starts to rise, and
yeah,
it's like no, this is what we do.
yeah,
It's like
yeah.
I'm in your corner every step of the way, but this is what we do. All right.
Right.
So it's just about having a little bit more leadership at the end, allow them to contend with the ideas, shift them, all that fun stuff. Um, yeah, fear objections are my shit. So
I gotta make it my shit too. Because
yeah.
I had some guy yesterday and he was like, he wanted to go through financing. And like,
Hmm.
I remember you told me this on the group call, like, dude, I
Hmm.
like get the money at least. I got down the money, but then it was like a partner objection. I couldn't get over it, but I had the second call with him today and like it went through, like we piffed, right? But
Yeah.
like, you're right. I need to get that money first, tie that down
Yeah. Tie down
1000%. Yeah.
money. Yeah. Partner objection is a bit different. Like after you get
Yeah.
the money tied down, um, especially with men, I tend to go pretty dark.
I should have went dark because this guy was like, I still need to talk to my wife. In my mind, I'm like, bro, you're a bitch. But yeah,
Like you don't you don't say
in my
that.
mind, I say that, but like,
Yeah. Well, it's like just naturally you go down like the responsibility frame. Did you go down that frame?
yeah, but it didn't. I went through it pretty sloppy. It wasn't.
Right. And then it's like, okay, so if that frame doesn't land, well, it's like if it's because it was money partner, right?
Uh, like he could do it. Like he was able to do it. It's just like he just wanted to talk to his partner because like
Yeah,
this
but
their money together.
yeah, what's that conversation mostly going to be about? Oh, it's our money. It's blah 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 blah. It's like okay, not an issue. Like money aside, would you do this? Yes. Why? Why actually invest in yourself? Can I make a suggestion?
Yeah.
Hey, and do you mind if I'm super straightforward without you getting upset at me?
Hmm.
Does Warren Buffett have to talk to his wife about the investments he makes?
No,
Why do you think that is?
because he trusts himself. Like he knows what he's doing.
Yeah, like because he has it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got billions of dollars. So do you feel like it's probably pretty safe to say, just because like we're not making the money we're really looking to be making, like that's part of the reason why we have to go ahead and like chat to the wife about it?
Yeah.
So I have to ask, man, I know it's tough. Like, do you want to change that?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, how are we ever going to change that if we don't get the right skills to start making more money? Right.
Right.
So it's like right there. That's what I'll do like immediately, and then I'll tie off money.
Hmm.
Okay, so it's like, okay, let's not focus on what we can't do. Let's focus on what we can do. Tie down money. It's like, oh no, I had the money, blah blah blah. I still just want to talk to her. Then I'll go responsibility.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then just depending, right? Like he's not coming along with you, for example. And then I'm like, okay, man, we both agree like it's not fair for you to put this responsibility on her. Like, why do you feel so adamant? Like you need to talk to her. Does she not trust you?
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like something along those lines. Now you'll get either two responses of like, hey, like I made a mistake in the past and that's why we do
Mm-hmm.
it now. Or this is like she does trust me because I do this.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I was like, hey man, just depending on like the type of rapport you have with somebody, right? Like how
Yeah.
straightforward you be. It's like, well, hey man, like is it really trust if she doesn't really trust you to do it like on your own? Because can I share a perspective, man?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And you'd be like, oh yeah,
Yeah.
sure. It's like if I was your wife, I wouldn't trust you either. I would
Yeah.
need you to check in with me first. And the reason is because how you showed up to this point. And I'm not saying this to be mean. I'm saying this because I genuinely care. But how are we
Yeah.
ever going to get her to trust you if you don't show her you can be trusted?
Right.
Right? Very, very real conversation. Now, if you don't have the confidence to pull that off, don't do it. Right? Because like I
Yeah.
said, like with that
Yeah.
guy, you had to follow up and then a piff. But you could like now we're leaving it up to chance a little bit, and I never like to
That's
do
what I
that.
hate. Exactly.
Okay, so it's like that's a very direct conversation at that point,
Yeah.
and on some level, you're challenging his manhood,
Yeah.
right? And I love having that conversation. Right, I'm very comfortable in that conversation. But
Right.
if you're not, like you're going into murky waters.
Yeah. Cause like the thing is like I went down like responsibility and I was like
Mhm.
the Shakespeare thing, right? And I was like, does it make much sense to ask her given the fact that you're responsible? He's like, actually I do think it does make and I was just like, yeah, okay. I just gave up at that point. I was just like, yeah,
Oh no, no,
okay.
you got like
I
you
should have
can't
doubled
give up.
down.
You
Yeah.
can't you can't give up on the frame. Well, it's like, hey man, like ultimately, like if you're the one responsible and you have all the power and like you're the one who's gonna get all of the outcomes, why is it fair that she's the one that's gonna have the responsibility if you're
Right.
doing all the work,
Yeah.
right? Because like here's the thing. All right, if you're shifting the responsibility onto her, you're also shifting the blame onto her if you don't succeed.
Hmm.
Is that fair to her?
No.
Right? So it's like I'm doubling down.
Yeah, no, I should have. I think I just gotta run through that objection handling
Yeah,
like
yeah,
framework more.
you just have to like yes, like running through it and like understanding it, but it's also
Hmm.
understanding like what are the actual beliefs that you need to address. Okay.
Right.
So, what are the beliefs that cause somebody to think that they need to talk to the partner? One of them is like
Hmm.
trust.
Yeah.
Okay. So, like, that's why I addressed it like that. Another one is responsibility. They want to, if like, let's say, like, hey, bro, like, we're going into business together. Or no, not even we're going into the business together. Like, I can go to you and I'm like, hey, should I do this? And you tell me yes. And then if it doesn't
Yeah.
work out, guess who I can fucking blame?
You right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I can blame you, right? Like, 'cause it's like, oh, he told me I could do, right? Like, so, like, I'm separating myself from being the sole person that's responsible.
Right.
Okay. And then it's just about like how they view money. I would say like, decision making processes around money are really going to be the three underlying things when it comes to partner.
Hmm.
Okay. So typically like you always address money first, right? If
Yeah.
that's what they're bringing up, then like blame and like responsibility is a much easier one to go to.
Yeah.
Okay. And then last one is trust, or another one you can always go down is like do you want to, and this is more along the lines of generally speaking, I tend not to be as like straightforward when it comes to women with partner, right? Maybe that's a limited belief for me, right? um but like with women, I'm like, hey, do you want to feel that way like towards your partner? Do
Right.
you want to put them in a position where you feel resentful towards them? Like that's the
Hmm.
line of question I'll go down. And like how you do that is like, well, hey, like and I'm not saying like, your husband or your wife is going to tell you no or they're going to get in your way. But if anybody did get in your way of you achieving your
Yeah.
dreams, you achieving your goals, whatever it is they told you, how'd you feel about that person? Do you want to feel that way about like your spouse, your husband, your wife? Well, why not?
Yeah. No. Yeah.
Why would you even put them in a position that you could feel that way about them?
Mhm.
Like, why would you even put them in the position that they're in that crosshairs if you never want
Right.
to feel that way about them? So it's like, is that fair to them that we would put them in a position to even like make us feel that way towards them? So what do we need to do? Right. So
Yeah.
there's multiple ways that you can hit partner. But I would say like the three biggest ones would be like money, blame, trust, right? Responsibility, blame, however you want to say it.
All right. Hopefully you have found that helpful. If you want me to break down your calls like I did for Nathan here, check out the first link in the description. If not, leave your biggest takeaways in the comments, like, subscribe, all that fun stuff, and I'll see you guys on the next breakdown.